Rival House Network.
Zany!
Yay,
Just
Arnold.
looking for a Turbo Man doll.
Jingle all the way.
Hey, guys.
What a fitting way to kind of kick off the holiday episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everybody quotes Arnold from Jingle All the Way, but you know what? Sinbad's horribly, overlooked. In my household, we quote Sinbad more than Arnold. We do for that. I love it. Out of my way, Box! I love that when he just hits the guy in the mouth. Like, ta-ta, Turtle Man.
Nobody likes you, Booster.
It's like, it's a homemade explosive device.
He's like, that really was a bomb?
People in the world.
No. He's like, that really was a bomb? The sick people, sick world. Whereas, I've seen Sinbad. Have you seen him on, he had a reality TV show this past year, and he looks so old because he lost so much weight, and he's one of those guys where it just turned to saggy skin.
Yeah.
And I know it's not meant in a disrespectful way, but he just looks like a chemo patient. His skin looks so lifeless, and his hair is dude, it does. He looks sickening. It's like, man, eat it. Whatever happened to your character in House Gas? Eat a cheeseburger. That guy was like,
House Gas was awesome, dude.
I love it, dude. He was always obsessed with the Mickey D's and stuff. It's like, dude, go tap into that inner Kevin Bond and eat something. But
yeah, I haven't seen House Guest in a while. I'll have to revisit that.
More Phil Hartman greatness, another unsung hero of the Jingle All the Way.
May he rest in peace. He was
great. Don't cheat on your spouse, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your spouse that does a lot of cocaine and owns a gun.
Yeah.
That's never a good combination.
No, not at all.
Cocaine and firearms? No.
No, so
Oh, sorry.
We all saw how Scarface ended.
Yeah. Basically, this episode is just going to be kind of a bullshit session. First off, and then we're going to talk about some music. And then we're going to end it off with our,
favorite films of 2011.
Ooh. I think, Lush, you have a long list. I have maybe a little shorter. And
I'm gonna be like doing it off the top of my head, so we'll see if I can get
even
5.
better, man.
Yeah, well, I don't have a long list.
Well, you're longer than ours. I mean,
I got my top 5, and then I have like 4 honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm. Which is a good thing.
I didn't want to leave them out.
So, yeah, what's been going on? You see anything?
Talking to me? You talking to me?
Goose.
Not much. Just like you guys had a little holiday celebration called Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas, and it was very nice. Got some lovely gifts. We got to talk about what toys we got.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the gifts.
Can we just go ahead and roll into that now?
Yeah,
I want to talk about
Christmas. Right ahead.
Well, my mother, she treated me to the Alien box set, Blu-ray box set.
Nice.
I'm a huge fan of the Alien series. It's one of those I can't live without it in my collection. I've always been a huge fan, and the original Alien is my favorite horror sci-fi movie, bar none. What else did I get, man? I got a couple little things, but really I bought my own Christmas this year. I was telling you, River, I bought myself a new TV.
Mm-hmm.
Went into debt over that. Bought a really, really nice 46-inch LED 3D Samsung.
Nice.
And I bought myself a PS3 finally, so I'm on the bandwagon. I am in the net now.
Sweet. Now you can get yourself some Blu-ray 3D porn.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. I got tons of Blu-rays, though. I treated myself all holiday season, man.
I'm sure there's a lot of midget porn out there for you, Goose. I know you're into that.
Yeah, of course. Give me a holler.
Little Total Recall.
As I bought so many Blu-rays over the holiday season. I got The Exorcist. I've got Pulp Fiction. I've got Cabin Fever. I picked up Land of the Dead like you did for $5.
Hey! We're not talking about me yet.
Sorry.
Sensitive.
Yeah. Talking about my Blu-rays.
Yes, I picked up Let Me In, the American version of Let the Right One In.
Still haven't seen that. I love the original, but
Well,
we're not talking about you yet.
Okay.
Yeah, shut the jerk off. Nobody snaps at me. No, it's good though. I'm not saying it's better than the original, but for a remake, it's really, really, really good. And if you've never seen the original, it's one of those movies where if you see this one, you're going to think it's like great.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in our in your review, interview with the Soska sisters when they, I think, what was the movie that they said they didn't know was a remake? Was it
Funny Games? Funny
Games, yeah. I actually just had to listen to that as an outsider as well, and I heard that, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe they didn't know that. And I've seen both as well, and I actually saw the original or the remake first, and I thought it was really good. Then I started reading the reviews on it, and it was getting just slammed about how bad it was compared to the original. And then I saw the original, and it's one of those things. And I picked up Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray. I picked up, to me, a very, very overlooked movie, or underappreciated, The Mist. I love it. Love Thomas Jane. I
enjoyed that too. Yeah.
I think it's a great, and when it came out, I was the only person in my little circle that liked it, and I talked it up so much, and everybody I drugged to go see it, caused embarrassment for me because they thought it was the worst tripe they'd ever seen in their life. The act was horrible, and it was the worst experience. And I guess I'm the only person that got it. It was supposed to be a throwback, a homage to old sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
Nobody got it but me, I guess. But and the actual Blu-ray to this has a version of the film completely in black and white, which Frank Darabont originally wanted the movie released in black and white.
Really?
To further, yeah. So that would have made it less subtle that it was a homage.
I really need to see that. That sounds pretty sweet.
Mm. But you know what? I haven't watched it in black and white yet, but supposedly through the reviews, everybody thinks it's really served well in the black and white. People seem to. Yeah.
So it's the same film, just in black and white?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the way it was intended,
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that wouldn't have went over well in the theaters, you think?
I don't know. I guess not. It's not like it went over well anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it went over well well anyway. But
to be honest with you, that flick, not to stay too long on it, is the best Stephen King adaptation I've ever seen. Because when people take reins over his books, they can either be the worst piece of crap you've ever seen, or they can be like The Shining and really good. It's just one of those things. Or they could be The Shining on one end of the spectrum, or it could be Sometimes They Come Back on the other side.
Which Stephen King did hate The Shining, supposedly.
Which blows my mind because I like the movie's take. I like Stanley Kubrick's interpretation of it way better.
That's why
that TV series is a piece of crap.
Oh, the miniseries.
Yeah, I thought.
Well, yeah, because everything they implied and didn't show in the book, it's all backwards from Kubrick's vision, and it's just like, Kubrick.
Didn't they have that guy from Wings in it?
Yeah, Wings.
Steven Weber,
yeah. I just how do you follow Nicholson? Really, I wouldn't even want to touch that role.
No, absolutely.
As an actor, no, I'm not going to do that.
Well, money talks, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Chris Tucker. Anyway, literally, I just named off a few Blu-rays, man. I literally picked up 30 Blu-rays. I'm not even joking. So there's stuff there. What did you guys get?
Stocked up for fucking nuclear winter and shit.
I did, man. I did. I got some big budget movies too. I got Thor, and I got X-Men First Class, and I just recently I got Paul. That
I still need to check that out.
Really good.
Funny. Yeah.
No, it is really, really good, and dude, he's charming. Him and Nick Frost are charming in anything they do. I could watch them in a soap opera and not gouge my eyes out.
Speaking of that, real quick, just a quick interjection. Have you ever heard of that series called Spaced?
Yeah, that's where they came from.
Yeah. I got turned on to that a while back. Fucking hilarious show. So
it is hilarious. What is it? I think it was the pilot episode where it's the where the running theme is the Jar Jar Binks in the Star Wars because he works in a comic book store, and it's that running gimmick of how sucky Jar Jar Binks is because he's like, I remember in the opening scene, I think it is, he's complaining about kids today, that whole thing. When he was a kid. He's like, it's all about, because episode 1 had just come out around the airing of this, and and he has some little kid come in, and he's wanting the latest Jar Jar Binks action figure, and he's never even heard of Obi, all these old characters, and he just freaks out. I don't know, but it's
a brilliant show, man. I believe they have it available, not streaming, but you can get it on DVD through Netflix. I think. I think.
Yeah.
So check that out if you've never seen it. If you're a fan of those guys.
And it's got a lot of the same people that were in Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
You know, they'll see the recurring faces and whatnot, so it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. River?
All right. Yeah.
What'd you get?
I think...
now we're talking about you.
Goose kind of blew it about the whole Land of the Dead thing. So, yeah, I got Land of the Dead for $5 from Walmart.
Actually, didn't you mention that? Didn't you get that at, like...
Did I mention that last
show?
I don't know.
I think apologies in store. Oh.
I would like a written apology.
But yeah, I got that. I picked up some $10 Blu-rays I found online. A big deal going on. I got Maniac 38th Anniversary Edition.
Nice.
$10. I got the Zombie Blu-ray.
Nice.
New York Ripper.
Oh.
And Salon Kitty, which I haven't seen, which is kind of a Nazi exploitation movie.
Yeah.
Which yet to see, but I was like, might as well pick it up, give it a watch.
For that.
Oh, yeah?
They had a poster for that at that antique store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
How is the... do they still have that Maniac Blu-ray on sale, and how is it?
I hear the transfer is not the greatest because, like the original, I mean, it doesn't look the greatest, but...
for Maniac, though, I don't know if I'd want it to look
no,
like
you
it,
don't.
You know?
I mean, it's the 30th Anniversary Edition. Yeah, I don't want it to look immaculate or anything.
Is it still $10?
Yeah, I'll hook you up with a link or whatever.
And you ought to...
Get it. Unless you...
That's one movie that you want to stay grimy,
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm still waiting on those. But I got a few games too. I got Dead Island on PS3, which I haven't played yet. I just got it, so pretty much opened it up. And also a NBA 2K12. I'm a big NBA basketball fan, so that's all I've been doing pretty much is just playing games. And haven't really watched any movies yet, but
I got to jump in because I forgot to even mention games, and I really regret buying my PlayStation 3 on the 23rd of December. Otherwise, people would have been buying PS3-related items for me, so I kind of missed the boat on that. But I did buy myself a copy of Batman Arkham City on Black Friday because I got a dirt cheap doorbuster. So I just have one.
I heard that game's badass.
Is that Game of the Year or what? What they were talking about it?
Well, there's a couple. People talk about Skyrim. People also talk about Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, and there's a Batman Arkham City. My brother gave me Skyward Sword, which I'm excited to delve into that. And actually, my mother, she's a sweetheart. She actually, the day after Christmas, because I got a PlayStation 3, she went out to Best Buy and she bought me the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. So
nice.
So just kind of as a bonus. So looking forward to playing all that.
I think it's the first time we've ever talked about video games on the show.
I know.
I want to make it a regular thing,
we need to, man.
I love games.
Hell yeah.
I'll keep you updated on Dead Island. That's kind of horror related, so
yeah.
I'll tell you how that works out.
Cool.
But go ahead there, Lush.
God, what did I mean, I got, some of just the usual shit, hoodie, blah, blah, blah. The one thing I did get for myself, which I got it while I was buying presents for the old lady, I found a Italian first edition poster of Day of the Dead.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Really, really cool. Yeah, got a good price on it, and
I'm jealous.
That was my little Christmas present to myself. So I picked that up. Well, we bought. Speaking of video games, we bought for our son. And kind of for me, we got Madden 12.
Oh yeah.
I've been causing a bit of a stir at the household because of that. Because the old lady thinks I've been spending a little too much time on the Madden 12. But no, I've been.
What a sports nut, huh?
Yeah, well, my kid, the kid, he really enjoys it. He got for his birthday. He's 6, and for his birthday, he got. Somebody got him. It's called Backyard Sports Football or something. It's like a bunch of little kids, playing football. And he was playing it, and he liked it okay. But then after a while, he's like, "Dad, I want a pro football game." He's like, "What is this fucking bullshit?"
I don't blame him, man.
I might have missed it, but do you have a PS3, Lush? Is that?
No, we got a Wii.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't even know they had Madden 12 for Wii.
Yeah.
I just found it randomly, and I'm like, okay, well, he wanted a pro football game, so let's get that for him. And she's like, you want it. I'm like, no, I don't. Can he open that early though?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got that, and then just all kinds of just random shit here and there, nothing real extravagant, but you know what? It was good enough for me not having fucking snow this Christmas.
Oh God, yeah, man.
The absence of snow.
It's about 40, 50 degrees.
Oh,
here.
it was great. That was the only present I needed was the absence of snow. So
yeah,
but no, it was a good Christmas. Everything went smooth and it was good.
I want to do once again. I forgot. To finish up games real quick, my PlayStation 3 technically it's like the Uncharted bundle. It comes with all 3 Uncharted games. I've never played those, so Uncharted 3 is supposed to be. Everybody brags about Uncharted 3 as a Game of the Year contender, so I got all 3 of those as well.
Look pretty cool.
But a big thing for me is toys. I love collecting toys, vintage toys I grew up with, or horror memorabilia and crap like that. I love it. Yeah. And my mom, thank God, she's a person that. Maybe a lot of your grandparents are like mine, where they don't really consider what you want. They're all about quantity over quality. Like, I'll get whatever costs $1.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a fanny pack or whatever the heck it is. I got a Slinky every single year until I was 15. It's like, thanks. And every single year I get like this cheap package of like Stetson cologne, and like Charlie. Like, thanks. Like you never see me. I visit you more than any of your grandkids, Grammy, and have you ever smelled me wear Stetson or Charlie?
Stetson.
Yeah, it's horrible, dude.
Brute
and have
smells
you ever,
like an old cowboy hat.
Brute. Or, and have you ever seen me wear any of these weird clothes, So she has to know. But my mom isn't like that, and she actually pays attention to what I'm into. So she bought me a lot of toys, actually. Went online and did the whole eBay scavenging. She completed my set. And it's been driving me crazy for a long time. But back when Street Fighter 2 came out, G.I. Joe got licensing from them and produced like 16-inch G.I. Joe Street Fighter dolls. And they only had 4. They had M. Bison. They had I know.
Sounded like one of their moves on the game. Hadouken.
But they had
Hadouken.
They only had 4 characters, and basically I was missing Ryu, the 4th one, and it was just killing me. So she went online and pretty much paid a fortune to get it for me. So now I have all 4 in the box.
Nice. And
oh gosh, what else did I get? She got me a couple of, back when I was a kid, old school, like 16-inch in the box old X-Men dolls. I'm big into that. And
do you take them out of the box and display them, or what?
I do not. No. I do have some things that I acquire out of the box, and if that's the case, then so be it. I always want them in the box, though. And if I get them in the box, they never come out of the box. I still have my Metallica McFarlane toys that I got back.
Those too.
Yeah, I've got all 4 of them. I got those back when I was. How old was I? Was it 12, 13? I don't know.
No, we're back in high school, man.
Yeah, well, I was 13 when I was a freshman, man. So I was a youngin.
That sucks.
Well, it's like,
what are you, Doogie Howser?
I was like the youngest freshman, and you, River, you're like the oldest freshman. You were like the only. I felt cool because
Riverman was actually 52 years old.
Right. I was trying to name drop Luke Perry, but I couldn't think of his name quick enough. Like, he was.
Yeah, right. The old,
But it was when I think about it now, man, it was pretty cool to have like my best friend being the only 16-year-old with a driver's license in freshman year. Like, you were the only one
riding around listening to Pantera
in the old Corsica,
Chevy Corsica,
with beat up vents because I kept kicking them,
and the mufflers falling off and sparking on the ground, dude.
Keep your Stetson cologne in the glove box.
Right.
But man, that was the coolest ride to us back then.
Getting about zero ladies.
That Stetson cologne, did it smell like Heath Ledger's belt in Brokeback Mountain?
I don't know, man. It's sick.
Either that or Jake Gyllenhaal's hand or whatever.
Jake Gyllenhaal's asshole.
Well, I'm sure it was in Heath Ledger's ass hand.
Yeah. Ugh.
It was like his hands going in and out of his ass like a saw.
Oh, sick, man.
All right.
Okay,
I did get a couple of Freddy Krueger action figures in the box. Sorry, and I actually got a puzzle, like this Nightmare on Elm Street puzzle. I love puzzles. I'm a dork like that. It is really cool. So stuff like that.
I still want that Bub action figure. I'm still tempted to buy that. I think it's only like $20. But you know what? As much as I would keep it in the box, I want to display it though. I'd love to have it like on my computer desk or whatever.
There's one thing I got, and I actually technically she gave it to me early because she went on this really big eBay kick, and she kept finding these things, and I guess she was going to put it up for me for Christmas, but she gave it to me early. It was and it's not in the box, but in this case, it kind of serves a purpose. I think I was telling you about it, River. It was the entire Hellraiser diorama.
Oh yeah,
and it's like. Believe me, I wish I had every one of the Cenobites in the box. I wish I did. But I don't. So eventually I'll get those. But she found on eBay all of these Cenobites out of the box, but it's like a diorama and the entire the room, the house with the chains that they come in, the blinds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a diorama, and I set it up, and I could put all the action figures in the diorama.
Ooh, that'd be sweet. Like Costanza.
Yeah.
1/14 scale.
Yeah.
For this.
Shouldn't you be the M&M?
For this situation, though, it is really cool that they're out of the box and I can set up a diorama. It's really cool. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's better for display and everything. Yeah. I understand how that goes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always so tempted to take them out of the box, and sometimes when you take them out of the box, you're just like, oh shit, I shouldn't have took them out of the box.
But I really wanted to play with them.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what am I going to do? Play with them?
I've never gotten weak with that, ever.
You can't display. I mean, I can't display it in the box. I don't want like a box hanging from my wall, though. It's like I want them like in a a plastic metal case or plastic metal case.
If
plastic
they can,
case,
a plastic metal case.
If they can hang on the wall,
case, okay.
if they can hang on the wall and you can actually see it from like it's transparent. I love it. Then it's great. But I do have some toys that it sucks because you can't hang them up anywhere and they're in boxes and they just have like a picture on them. And I still won't open them up. But it's like they're doomed to be just closet clutter.
What are you going to do with them? Well, sell them.
They're doomed. They're doomed to just be closet clutter.
They're going to die with them. Are you going to be buried with them?
Why don't you unbox them? Let them breathe.
Let them see the light of day.
I've got like every like Beetlejuice toy I grew up with from the Michael Keaton movie.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, and most of them are in like the bigger one, the ones that like are his car, and like the big ones that have him and like his vehicle and stuff like that, and those accessories, they're just in boxes, and you can just see the picture, and it's not even the actual picture of the figure; it's like an animation. So it's like, I want to rip this open.
Oh, dude, I used to have a Beetlejuice toy. Remember, like when the snakes pop out of his head?
Oh, that one's
I have it.
Oh God, I wish I still had that toy.
And then my favorite one is the action.
I don't know why, but I wish I still had it.
My favorite action figure. They look really cool. My favorite action figure from the Beetlejuice movie is the one where he became the carousel. He's got the carousel head.
Yeah, I had that one too, where his arms go out. God damn.
Yeah, I have it. And I had it back in the day. Anyway, these boxes, they're so faded. Like the colors are faded. It's just like they're so old. It's like who knows, man? Maybe I'll build like a knick-knack shelf that I can put the boxes on or something. I don't know.
You're never going to sell them, though. I mean, right?
No, I mean, unless I really...
You're going to be like...
Unless I develop no, I'm going to be the 4-year virgin.
No, you're going to meet some chick, and she's going to make you sell them on eBay.
You don't sell out, man.
I won't. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Todd, I won't let you allow me to be a 4-year-old virgin. I'll get my piece out of you.
Nice.
You're not touching my balls.
Okay.
If you want to do it again,
maybe we'll get Lush in the corner.
Throw on a little Stetson cologne and just have at it.
And Stetson
Spit
cologne,
your hand
and we'll put on Todd's personal choice of lovemaking music. You're obsessed with that Kenny G New Year's theme or Christmas. What is that?
Oh yeah, I love Kenny G's Christmas, but I also love Aaron Neville too. I love that giant birthmark on his head. I just want to suck on it.
He sings like he's got the shit chills. When I do my
Wow, three of us doing Aaron Neville at once. Wow.
Oh God! Don't be hating on Aaron Neville. I grew up with Aaron Neville.
Anyway,
I've seen him live. I've seen all
you?
I saw the Neville brothers.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
With fucking Neil Young.
Oh, Neil Young's sweet, dude.
It was a pretty cool show.
Hey, when I'm in the neck of the woods, we ought to go see Boys to Men. They're playing Lincoln.
No shit, really?
Really?
Yeah, they're playing Lincoln like when I'm there, either in late January or...
That was my first concert back in '94, man. Boys to Men. That was my first concert.
That's taking it back.
Yeah. I was down on bended knee the whole show.
Oh, good. Which they're not like your normal typical boy band. It's like, I like the bad one. I like the cute one. It's like, I like the one that looks like a piece of chewed up bubble gum.
I was like one of the deep voice. Hey, baby, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you always talked.
Oh, baby.
Please forgive me for all the wrong I
Please
done.
forgive me for all the wrong.
All he did was talk, dude. He didn't sing or anything. But he's out of the band now because I think I don't know if he has some sort of disease or something.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
so
whatever disease it was probably making his lips look like giant chunks of steak. Because they look like giant rare pieces of steak. I don't care, man. What am I
That's not racist.
No, his lips always look tasty to me because he had the one with the baritone. He had the biggest lips, and they were just like
I wanted to suck on him.
I wanted to lay him on a table. And wait, this isn't going anywhere well at all.
Yeah, you better quit while you're behind.
It's the same reason why I think babies. Wow. It's the same reason why I think babies' drumsticks make me look. Like little fat babies in their rolls. They look like little drumsticks, and I imagine just taking a big bite out of them. It looks like food.
Hey, buddy.
Oh man,
it's not racist. It just looks like food.
Oh, I did not see the show going in this direction.
No, man.
Woo. But this is great. I'm loving it. Oh, and Stetson Cologne, by the way, we better be receiving a check in the mail for all the mentions. Because I'm sure I know we promoted that product well.
Well, since they sell gift sets at like a whopping $3 a case, I don't imagine these royalty checks being anything of value to us.
Moisturizer cream too.
Hey, that's making a couple rednecks real happy when they get that for Christmas.
I got tons of it, man.
Stetson Cologne and a can of chew.
And I always get all the celebrity what?
Oh, I thought you said knockoff brand colognes. That's what I always get from Walmart.
Yeah, I always get like the celebrity endorsed colognes that don't make it. There's like,
yeah,
they're always getting pumped out, and the ones that don't succeed, and they're like marked down to $1. My aunt or someone last year, and the thing is, we'll all get it. Like all my siblings will all get the same thing. So if you see me open something, everybody's got the same thing, and we all got. What was it? Tim McGraw cologne last year. Like, wow. And it came with a free...
That's basically Stetson rebottled.
Yeah. It's like it smelled like his ball sweat. Somebody bottled that. It was nasty. And
Jordan cologne.
Sweeter than Yoo-hoo.
And I remember my aunt saying something to the effect of, and it comes with a free DVD of a live performance. I'm like, great. And I throw it, Goodbye.
Did you give me a gun with this too? Because I'm going to shoot myself in the face.
I mean, they have this thing about buying me. They know what I like, and yet they still buy stuff that they like more than I do. Like, they know I hate country music. They know I hate contemporary Christian rock, but that doesn't prevent my aunt buying me a Third Day CD. Like, how many times do I have to say this? Like, I know it's the thought that counts.
How many Newsboys CDs do you have in your closet?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like, I know it's
jars of clay. Please be jars of clay.
Hey, whoa, you step off. The first Jars of Clay is one of my favorites. That is an exception.
Lift me up.
It's great, man. But anyway, no, I know it's the thought that counts with Christmas, folks. But when, in this case, if somebody is deliberately not putting any thought in your gift and they're just like getting you something just to say that they got you something, then I think it's a spit in the face. It's like, don't give me anything. Like, why are you getting me something you know I hate just so you can get some kind of credit here?
So we're officially saying that getting somebody Tim McGraw cologne is not putting any thought into a gift.
No,
that's a spit in the face.
I'd rather you piss in my face.
I agree.
I'd rather you take a dump on my chest.
I don't know about that. But.
Hey, one funny thing is I got to give a shout out to my little brother. He bought me a Beavis and Butthead pajama pants.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I already have a pair of them, but he got me a different kind.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy when I got a gift from him.
Yeah.
There you go. Are they the fuzzy kind?
They're the really fuzzy kind, yeah, and they have the pictures of them on there.
That's cool.
Are you going to score?
Yeah, they're pretty kick-ass.
Score in those?
I'm not a fan of the fuzzy pajamas. I like the more linen,
I have the linen Beavis and Butthead ones too.
Because the fuzzy ones,
breathes better.
Most of those fuzzy ones don't have pockets, and whenever I rest my hands or my elbows on them, it's so slick. It's like my elbows slide off of it. So,
well, getting out of the shower, it feels better with the fuzzies on the private areas.
I see.
I like the fuzzies on the private areas. Yeah.
Shiny red wall.
What a Christmas. What a Christmas.
Right.
I think all I did was complain. It was a good Christmas, folks. That was really a bad synopsis.
Let us know what you guys got. Throw something on the Facebook page.
Yeah, if you guys got anything cool, like
something really weird, like we want like the Stetson cologne. If you guys ended up getting that, throw a picture on the Facebook page or something.
Something like that.
If you picked up like a new good like DVD or like a or just something really fucking off the wall.
We want the biggest piece of shit like you got for Christmas.
Or the worst present you got. That'd be a good one too.
And I want to know if anybody has any situation. We all got them in our families. Anybody else have any people like my relatives where they'll just like literally this year. My aunt and uncle, they wrap up stuff they get from their bathroom, like half-used motel soaps, and they give that to me in a bag.
Yeah.
Anybody else have these people? Share us your stories because I want to feel like I'm not the only one.
I got my grandparents and my mom that sends me a book on Jesus Christ every year that I basically throw in the trash can right when I get it. So
let's put the Christ back in Christmas. I just made that up.
Well, I'm not here to slam Christian.
No, I'm not slamming. I'm just saying basically she tries to convert because I'm not I'm not a huge religious person, but she tries to convert me into a Christian, and she gives me the book. She's trying to get me to believe.
Hey Todd, you know who cares about you?
Jesus.
Somebody named Jesus.
That's nice.
Why don't you read about him?
I'm not knocking it, man. I am a Christian, and I appreciate. I know. Well, I appreciate it. But here's a good example. My aunt. Okay, she got me something that would have been something practical. I am a fan of C.S. Lewis, not his fantasy Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe garbage, but his books on Christian philosophy. Big fan of it. And she got me. I already have copies of these stories and these books and stuff like that. So I really wouldn't have used it. But this was a good example of a gift that had some thought into it. She got me like a box set of C.S. Lewis works. It had like 3 different volumes, but she defecated the box set and she took all 3 books out, threw away the carrying case, and wrapped them up as 3 different gifts, so it could count as like 3 gifts.
Cheap, dude.
Did you say defecated?
In the box?
Defecated. No.
Dump in a box. Here, open it up. It's C.S. Lewis. I swear. I swear it's not a shit in there. I swear it's C.S. Lewis.
All right. Goose's vocabulary is a little off. Whatever. But basically, and it bugged me, man, because it's like, okay, I wanted to really ask her because you could tell it was part of a box set just by the barcodes in the back and they ripped off, and it's like, please, where is the box? Because it's like I want the. I'm weird. Like that. It's like, you don't tear apart a collection. No, why?
Oh, you just got all like crazy, kind of muffled there for a second, bro.
No, well, I was weird. I did just bury my head in my hands.
I don't know what the hell that was.
All right, we got too much.
Let's take a little break.
Should we take a break?
Yeah.
Wow, that was the craziest fucking rundown of Christmas I've ever been a part of.
But send your pictures of Stent and Cologne. Throw it on our Facebook page. Yeah. We want to see them.
Any
terrible fruits.
We accept Brute, yeah.
Yeah. Any bad sweaters your grandma made for you?
Hey, I got Axe, but don't be hating on Axe.
Hey, the ladies love it, right?
Exactly.
Unless it's that chocolate Axe that makes you sound like you came out of a dumpster in downtown St. Louis. That stuff smells like trash, man. Oh, anybody want?
No, just so much hate for the Christmas time.
It does, man. It makes me smell like I just got out of prison. Like
Seriously,
right. Offending all our chocolate Axe listeners.
Yeah, it's the chocolate Axe that makes you smell like you just got out of prison. You're on a roll.
I can't help these things. I'm sorry. It's garbage.
Yeah, let's
call yourself a Christian.
Let's take a break and find Jesus and and we'll get into something else when we come back on the other side of the break.
If you're fashion-minded, watch out. Big-time shopping is finally here. Monroeville Mall.
Attention podcast shoppers. If you have a sweet tooth, we have a special treat for you. If you download an episode of Profondo Cinema in the next half hour, we'll give you a bag of audio ear candy free to take home to the kiddies or enjoy yourself. So, hurry and download an episode at profondocinema.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the madness.
Hey, what's up, freaks? Well, I guess we actually just had a question posted.
Yeah.
Just barely made the mark.
Yeah.
Not that long ago as we were recording. So
we were about to go straight to press. Yeah. But no, from our good friend Zachary Wells. He shows a lot of support for us, but he asked.
I hope he's been enjoying that Howling 2 VHS too that he got.
Yeah, I think I should start listening.
Another congrats to him for that.
Our winner, what is it he had to put, like hairy balls on chin or something? What the heck did he have to write? What? Clip boner. Yeah, okay, that's classier.
Way classier.
That's right.
He writes, Merry Christmas, guys. Hope you had a good one. Thanks for the free Howling 2 VHS. You're welcome. Been wanting to see that for a while, but couldn't find it anywhere. Was wondering, since I asked you guys what some of your sequels that you like but other people don't, I figured I'd ask what are some sequels, or just movies in general, you don't like but others do. One of my biggest ones is Hellraiser 2. A lot of people say that they like it even more than the original, and I've always just found it a little too slow for me. And for movies in general, I've never been a big fan of Star Wars. That might piss some people off, but that's just me. I personally think Back to the Future is the trilogy. What about you guys? I want to start off by saying,
fuck Star Wars.
Well, I think you and I should make out sometime, Zach, because we really click on a few things that are important to me. First of all, River and I have discussed Hellraiser 2. I don't think it's a strong sequel for different reasons than you, because I honestly think the first one is just as slow, but slow in a good way. Slow, for the same reasons I enjoy the original Amityville Horror. But, okay, see, we disagree.
Okay.
But Hellraiser 2, to me, it revealed way too much, and it just danced on that line of, they can't reproduce what we can do in our head. And that's what the first one did, was totally mess with our minds. It's like, hey, let's take the first one where we got Pinhead and these Cenobites just describing what hell is like and how tormenting it is. And it's like, wow. And all we get is these scary guys telling us how it is. And it's like, wow, you guys look scary enough. And that creepy music box music that plays when you come, of course I'm going to believe that you guys say it's creepy. I'm pretty sure it's creepy, but hey, let's make a second one and let's try and recreate it. Let's show them what hell looks like. They're going to fail. That's like an uphill losing battle from the get-go. That's my beef against it. So we do agree on that. I'm not saying I totally hate the movie, but, I actually like the third one better. I watch it more than the second one because it is a similar vein to the first one, and if I want that vein, I'll just watch the first one.
Hellraiser 3 kicks ass.
Yeah.
I don't need to revisit the characters. I hate it. I don't want to revisit the characters from the first one. I wish they just stayed there and called that good. I don't need a double dose. Let's keep it in the original. Yeah, I like the third one. It's campy. It's just like Nightmare 3, where it kind of got cheesy and Pinhead got one-liners. You had Armored Saints. You had these like cameos by bands, and it's like, it got a little campy, but it's a good flick. Movies in general, I have to agree. I've always never been a fan of Star Wars. I never quite got it. And actually, on that topic, I've never liked I take it back. To be fair, I've never even watched Lord of the Rings. It just never interests me. It's one of those things where I just never wanted to tackle it. 'Cause it's like, well, if a 3-hour movie's isn't bad enough, I'm sorry, I have this against me. It's like, well, I don't really want to start watching this because if I watch this one, that means I kind of have to watch the other two. I feel like I got to watch all 3 back to back, and now it's 9 hours. Yeah, I don't feel like committing. So I've never had that big of a draw to it either. But Star Wars, absolutely never got it. I've seen those a million times. Never quite understood it. So
Lord of the Rings is, I think, a lot better than Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars when I was a kid was okay.
Yeah.
Never really got into it. And once they did episode 1, 2, and 3, I mean, those were all just giant pieces of crap.
I never saw episode 2 and 3. I saw episode 1 and that was it.
I remember that was a big hot ticket when episode 1 came out. It was tough to get tickets, and I remember everybody had bought those up in pre-sales and lining up. And I remember my best friend, childhood friend at the time, his father and him were huge Star Wars nerds, and I was coming over for a sleepover, and he convinced his father to give up his ticket and give it to me because I was hanging out with him, and I felt bad, man, because I hated Star Wars. And he did, and we went and saw it. I fell asleep. It was that bad. And I remember him picking us up and taking us to Arby's and talking about the movie. And I just, now I really, back then I was just like not really a very considerate kid. I didn't really think about, man, this is this guy's ticket. He loved it. Now I'm like, man, this guy, that took a lot of balls. Like, man, and I hate that movie.
You stole his ticket.
I did. And it probably meant the world to him. That's like the equivalent of, like a really cool hip concert I want to go to. And, I got my kid into it, and, I gave my ticket to freaking his friend who liked Kanye West or something. It just totally went to waste. But anyway, so that's my stance on Star Wars. And he personally thinks the Back to the Future trilogy is the definitive trilogy. Much agreed. I can't think.
Yeah, he's absolutely right.
I love me some Back to the Future, man.
Activate fruit.
There's so many good one-liners. I mean, I love all 3 equally. Like, I don't. A lot of people don't like 3, but I do love 3.
I like 3 just a little bit less than the other 2.
How can you dislike? I mean,
but no, I don't dislike it. I like it, but
Seamus McFly is one of my heroes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Love Seamus.
I just didn't get into that one as much. I don't think.
No, I like them all, and I agree with you. I think. Well, to me, the second one's the best.
Yeah,
the second one is the best. But
it's got everything that made the first one great, but it's even better, and
they just totally expounded on it. Yeah.
Well,
it's not that much better. They're all pretty equal, I think. But.
Well, we get the past and the future, man, and we technically get a teaser into the third one. You kind of get a little of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fantastic trilogy, and they all complement each other. So. And we're all very happy Doc Brown found love, albeit in the past, right? Mary Steenburgen, is that her name? She's a hot fox, man.
Dude, she still looks pretty goddamn good for her
age. The thing is she always looks the same. It's like you'd say, wow, she's a hot old woman. But even back, what was that, 20-something years ago, she still looked like a middle-aged woman.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand it, but she was very attractive and good on Doc.
Yeah, because she was just in, she was in Step Brothers and...
Oh, she was great in that.
Elf, she was in that. And I totally would have fucked her in both movies. I don't care how old she is.
Since when did you become the physical type?
Since Mary Steenburgen kept looking good.
Really? If we're talking about...
And she would totally take care of you when you were sick and stuff.
Oh, yeah. She was very homely.
She'd bring you hot tea and stuff. Okay. So.
What about his kids, Jules and Vern? Isn't that
Jules and Vern? Yeah.
What, remember the ending credits where I don't know if it was Jules or Vern was touching his cock.
Yeah, he had to pee or something.
And he was he wasn't pointing to Marty. He's trying to get him to come.
He's like, come here,
and he's
pointing at his dick. Yeah.
If you watch the ending of that, watch that exact part where he's standing there and he's introducing the kids and. Watch that. You can YouTube it too. Yeah, and they'll show the close-up scene.
It was the smaller kid.
The smaller kid, yeah.
And I guess what it was the actor, the little kid actor, had to take a piss. Yeah, and he's pointing at his dick. He's like, "Hey, come here! I got to take a piss."
It's almost as good as the Teen Wolf.
Where the guy had his pants down.
Himself, pulls his dick out of his pants. But
yeah,
yeah. I actually never knew that little Easter egg about part 3. I didn't know that. Oh, Teen Wolf, yeah, I introduced Todd to that.
Yeah.
Introduced me to that. Come on, man.
I could have swore I told you way back in the day you never seen it before.
No, I think he's talking about the guy in the background with the pants down.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
I'm talking about Teen Wolf.
About the movie in general. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the Teen Wolf
probably
blunder.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about the part 3 Back to the Future. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. Another thing...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, how pissed would you be to be the kid that got named Vern?
Yeah.
The other Really? Vern? I got stuck with Vern, god damn it.
Well, I mean, Jules, come on, man. That's that and Lance are the 2 names that, Homer Simpson said it himself. That's another thing. You stole all our tough guy names, Julian and it's those are those are the toughest names back in the old days, and now they're just, he's like, queer? Yeah, and that's another thing. That's our word for you guys. Give it back. Queer. Lance and Julian. But anyway, I want to talk about trilogies. As a kid growing up, if you want to talk about trilogies, now technically the fourth one wasn't around when I was a kid, but I was a huge, like I mentioned it, I got it for Christmas, the Alien movies. Yeah. Like I said, when I was growing up, when Star Wars, we were all watching Star Wars, they only had the three, and I loved it, man. And to me, it's the ideal sci-fi trilogy. The first one, they're all different. They had three different directors, very different directors. You had the first one, obviously the original, with Ridley Scott, and it's sci-fi horror, very slow-paced.
A lot darker.
Oh, yeah, sci-fi horror. You got a small crew. None of them have weapons. They got, like, flamethrowers. They're having to make, like, homemade weapons to defend themselves. No guns. And it's this one creature hiding in these shafts that's picking them off one by one. It's old school. And then you had James Cameron, Mr. 80s blow-em-up guy, come in and do the second one, which is great, too. And it was a total action flick. Let's take in the Marine Corps and let's have thousands of these creatures. Oh, yeah. And Bill Paxton. Game over, yeah. All that stuff. And Michael Biehn.
This rat fuck son of a bitch right now, man.
So let's take the Marines this time. These people that are trained weapon handlers, totally opposite from the scientists from the first one, and let's pit them up with their machine weapons against thousands of these things. And it's not so much picking them apart as, hey, it's just a free for all barrage and just guns everywhere. And as a kid, I loved that. And then the third one, I know people hate on it, but it was David Fincher. Yep. David Fincher's first movie. Yeah. And he was, I think he was trying to tap into the original because it was, once again, this time they were on in a prison, a space prison, but it was the same concept. You know, none of them were like military officials. None of them they had no guns or weapons on they had to sit there and go back to like flamethrowers, homemade explosives, and it was this one alien. Albeit this time it was a CGI alien a lot of times, picking them off one by one. And it is really slow moving, and people knock it, but I think it's a really good movie. And
it got a little darker, like the original was, and a little more serious of a tone. Like the second one was it was fun, it was just a fun movie. I thought,
with tons of one-liners, stay away from her, you bitch, and all the Bill Paxton one-liners.
And, it was just an action, sci-fi action fucking classic,
But I think it's brilliant. I love how that trilogy is definitive for me because, like I said, we got three very different directors, and they're very much those type of directors' movies. I mean, even down to the Cameron, it's like quintessential 80s Cameron, even down to his cast. It's the same cast of characters. You got people that appeared. You got John Connor's stepmom. As the tough chick, and Paul Reiser, for God's sakes, I don't know, whatever,
little scumbag fucker in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the scumbag, so I love it. And actually, people are going to knock me for this too, but Alien Resurrection gets knocked because it's supposed to be like the graphic novels, like the Alien versus Predator. It's supposed to kind of tie in with that, and it's nothing like it. Screw those nerds. That whole spinoff came after the movies and after the original script. Predator and Alien had nothing to do with each other. And I think Alien Resurrection is a fun action movie. And that one is straight up action. It goes kind of back to Aliens, but different. Instead of having literally thousands of these things, they only had 7.
That was done by a French director too, I believe, wasn't it?
See, I actually don't know his name. But I really like it, and I like the cast. It had Ron Perlman. It had that black guy from CSI. Sorry, I don't know his name. And it had the guy. Sorry, shut up.
No.
It had that one guy. I might have been mistaken. That guy that always plays the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, Michael Wincott.
Yeah,
not Michael Winslow. Michael Wincott. we had this discussion before on a previous show.
He's in it, and it's just a great, great spin on the story. The whole bringing Ripley back through a test tube, years later, and cloning her. It's a great story, and it's got Brad Dourif in it too.
Dourif, yes.
He's the head scientist behind the creation. So it's a great, great flick. Really colorful.
Don't fuck with the Dourif.
Absolutely not. And to me, the CGI effects in that movie were great for the time. 98, I think it came out, and it still looks really good.
Yeah.
And the camera... it's so colorful. Sorry, it's not grainy like the other ones. It's dark, but it's so vibrant, and the color and the camera. It really pops and it stands on its own. So I'll finish off. I'll stop rambling about that. But even back then, we didn't know who David Fincher was. But now we do know who he is. So we really got, at least those first three really established directors with 3 of their own stamps, So
definitely
very cool.
Yeah, one trilogy that I love, it kind of fits in with the Christmas theme, too, is well, it's not a trilogy anymore, but the Die Hard movies.
Die Hard. Oh, yeah.
I watched Die Hard today, actually.
Oh, I love those movies.
Hans, Booby, I'm your white knight.
Yeah, dude. I mean, even the, first one especially, God, I grew up fucking watching that movie.
The quarterback is toast.
Does it sound like I'm ordering a fucking pizza?
Oh, that was a good impression, Lush. That was really good.
But yeah, no, that's probably one of my favorite trilogies. The Star Wars. I don't mind Star Wars, but I never got heavy into it either. So I could take or leave Star Wars. It doesn't matter
Star Wars
to me.
Suck my dick.
Man, I gotta say something about Die Hard real quick before we get too far away from it. I agree with you. It is one of my favorite Christmas movies ever. Oh, yeah. It counts, folks.
Yes.
The third one is great too. I love the third one. Chair with me in it, all that stuff. But the second one, to be honest, I don't want to slander it too bad, but it's just not a good movie. It's not really.
Come on.
The second one is
great, dude.
No. It's not. I'm not going to say it's horrible or anything, but it's compared to it's sandwiched in between the first and the third one.
Yeah,
it looks pretty bad.
I feel the same way about the second one as I feel about Back to the Future 3. Like,
I
like it, but I didn't get as into it as I did 1 and 3.
Obviously not into westerns, Lush.
No.
Well, as much as I love, as much as I love,
you're not into westerns.
I like Del Topo. kind of a western.
Spanish western.
Trippy, fucking weird western.
I saw this movie at a flea market starring Patrick Stewart, and he was dressed all freaking Alamo-like, and it was called, like, the King of Texas. I'm like, that's the most unbelievable.
Patrick Stewart is the King of Texas.
And he had, like, this giant long hair and big beard, cowboy hat, sheriff star on it. Like, yeah, this is the most non-believable role ever.
That'd be hilarious.
Biggest yellow belly in the world.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious if, like, Patrick Stewart was the King of Texas and he spoke like Shakespearean through the whole movie.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's just like
he's a new sheriff in town, and now I must ride off into the sunset.
I love Patrick Stewart. I can watch any, and I'm not a Star Trek fan, but you know what? Patrick Stewart is amazing, and he can outact anybody that was ever in a Star Wars movie. Mark Hamill, I'm looking at you. Even though you became one of the greatest voice actors of our time, that's where you belong. Yeah. But anyway, Die Hard 2,
He's got a face for radio.
Yeah, he does. Sort of like us. But that's
yeah, pretty much.
I love William Sadler a lot, man, but like in Die Hard 2, he just wasn't. He was my least favorite villain. I didn't like him.
I like his naked ass.
He was too scrawny for me.
Oh man,
a little more meat on them bones.
Yeah, but and not to mention, Die Hard 2 took it to the next level as far as ridiculous, like the whole plane thing at the end and flying up in the air and just the most unreal. Like, it was only topped by the fourth one of like how much damage John McClane could take with little to show for it. The fourth one tops them all. It's just like, all right, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, and the third one doesn't top it. How much damage McClane could take jumping off of bridges and.
But you know what? He got the crap kicked out. He get the crap kicked out of him. At least he had something to show for it. I don't know. He just
I think the third one was a lot more realistic than the
he just had
the second.
Or the fourth. I just don't understand. I mean, so you guys like the second one, or you guys are just?
No, I like it.
I don't like it that much, and I think it's.
I like it. I just like it a little bit less than the other ones.
Yeah, don't make me choose not like it or like it.
You're just saying it's less superior than the other two. Well, three, I guess, because there's 4 now.
Oh, it is.
It's okay.
So you'd rather watch the fourth one than the second one?
I wouldn't go that far.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that
I'm just talking about the first 3, the trilogy.
Because I put number 2 and 3 on the same level, but number 1 is always the best.
Yeah, number 1's the best. And like I said, if I had never seen the first and third one, then I would say, Die Hard 2's all right. I like it all right. But when you sandwich in between those movies and the fact that it was the last one I saw, well, not counting the fourth one, I saw the first and third one first. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw them in order, so.
And it's got the greatest TV overdubs. Those are pretty much famous online now.
Oh yeah, I love those, man.
yeah.
What is it? Yippee? What does he say? Yippee ki
Mr. Foster. Mr. Foster.
It's like, it makes no sense. It's just like, what?
Mr. Falcon, I think.
Mr. Falcon.
Mr. Falcon. Hey, Mr. Falcon.
And it's like a French guy's accent. What? Mr. Falcon. Like, okay.
Special shout out to Carl and the first Die Hard too. Carl from Family Matters.
Some Carl Winslow action.
Playing
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Yeah. Playing a real stretch for him. He was a cop.
Twinkie motherfucker is what he was.
I love how he knew everything that was in it. Well, I love how he could recite the nutrition facts of a Twinkie and everything that goes inside of it. But
Argyle was pretty good too, though.
Argyle was awesome, man. Everybody's great in the first one. The first one has characters you love.
Oh yeah.
No,
well, Die Hard technically came out just a handful of months before he landed the gig on Family Matters. So Die Hard actually came first, and then. Yeah, I think it was just coincidence, him getting the Die Hard gig and the Family Matters gig about at the same time. It's like, wow, you're a cop forever.
Well, the new Die Hard should be coming out, next year?
And you know what? I want to see Reginald Vell Johnson in the new Die Hard. That would.
They should. Bring
him back.
Yeah.
It would definitely help it seem like a Die Hard movie because the fourth one didn't seem like a Die Hard movie at all.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what? In the third one, dare I say, instead of Samuel L. Jackson, they should have cast Reginald Vell Johnson. That would have been a whole different movie there.
Well, yeah. They could have reteamed him, but I guess it didn't make sense because he was in New York City and Reginald Johnson.
It totally wouldn't have made sense.
Well,
I'm just goofing.
And by the time that came out, that was in 1995. It's like Family Matters had been on the air like 7 years, so he was already established as, hey, it's a TV guy. We can't put him in this action movie.
Well, he's Carl now, so God damn it. Yeah. He's the big guy.
He's got a bone Harriet. Oh, it's so horrible for him.
I don't think Carl can run down the streets of New York, or where were they at?
Yeah, New York, yeah.
Man. Oh yeah, he wouldn't be able to. Yeah. Plus, he was too jolly of a gentleman, and he wouldn't be as believable like Samuel Jackson was. He was a racist.
Of Harlem or whatever.
Well, he was a racist. I can't imagine that kind of stuff coming out of Carl's mouth. He was such a nice guy.
He's a racist?
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
Mr. Steak Lips?
I'm sorry.
You're never going to live that one down. I gotta give you shit.
It's not that I hate a skin color. It's that I love rare cooked filet mignon. And whatever. I'm getting nowhere with this. I'm digging myself into a rabbit hole.
Wonderful.
You dug it a long time ago.
I can dig it. Okay.
Yeah, but my trilogy would probably have to be the Major League trilogy.
Major League?
One of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, the third one, Scott Bakula?
Yeah, back in the minors, dude.
Dude, as much as I support everything Bakula does, man, that movie puts you to sleep, dude.
Oh, it's a great movie, dude. I think Rube was in it from the second one, too.
It's got
one that couldn't catch or throw the ball back because he had to recite the Playboy magazines or whatever.
Yeah.
And
throw it back to the pitcher. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was just no.
Don't hate on the third one, but
I'm gonna hate on the third one.
Really?
First one,
the first one's really good. The first one's classic. The second one's okay. It's not nearly as good as the first one, but. It's good, but the only one I would ever care to own is the first one.
Yeah.
If that counts it out.
The second one is funny. I was disappointed though because they cleaned it up too much.
Yeah, it was
PG-13. The first movie. Was it? I don't even think it was PG-13. I think it was PG.
No, it was PG-13, and Back to the Minors might have been PG.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It was PG-13. The first one was R, and in the second one we could have never had my favorite line from the first one. Want me to drag him outside? Beat the shit out of him. I just love that.
Yeah.
I love Wild Thing, dude.
My favorite line was Behringer's line. You ever tank a play like that again? Rip your fucking nuts off and shove them down your fucking throat.
We had none of that in the second one, so
yeah. Where was all the F-bombs and stuff? But no, it was funny. The second one's funny though.
Yeah, no, I
They got the Chinese guy with the marbles.
You had
the Black Thunder and White Lightning.
Yeah, Black
trailer.
Thunder, Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura, yeah.
You had Wesley Snipes all of a sudden look a lot like Omar Epps.
Yeah,
that was weird, huh?
That's still good for
It's like, wow, it's like your head got really round and your eyes got really bulgy out of your head. What happened, Wesley?
You're just on a roll.
What? No, that's just, he's got a bigger head. I could say that about a white person. You guys are cornering me.
And his lips started looking a lot more like steak. It was weird.
They were. Yeah, whatever. Like Wesley Snipes had like dark chocolate skin, and then you got a little lighter.
You guys are making me do editing now, and that's just pissing me off. So, moving on. Yeah. Do you want to jump into
what do we got next? Talk a little music.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
For some music.
Oh man, what came out this month? Well, something that came out this month and it was kind of like unplanned. Metallica had their 30th anniversary celebration in San Francisco, 4 straight nights at the Fillmore, only held for fan club members, and it was really special because every single night they played a different. The set lists were completely different, not a repeat song in the set, and they brought tons of special guests that were. And they weren't just special guests for the sake of having a special guest. Like, hey, let's get, Chad Kroeger and Nickelback. They had people that actually meant something to their careers. Like, for example, they had a different band opening the show. Like, one night they had Laz Rocket. Where they've been since 1983, But they were part of history. They had played shows with them on the Strip back in the day. And, like, Armored Saint opened one show. And John Bush joined them on stage for a version of Four Horsemen, which is incredible. But anyway, they had people like... They had Ozzy, Geezer Butler, they had Rob Halford, they had Pepper Keenan, Jerry Cantrell, and they had Jason Newsted join for like 4 songs every single night, which is really, really cool. And the final night, possibly the big one, is they had not only Dave Mustaine, but the original Metallica lineup with Ron McGovney and actually Lloyd Grant, the original guitar player, all play on stage, and they played cuts from... Kill 'Em All. Dave Mustaine played every single song that he wrote on Kill 'Em All. Like, we're talking Phantom Lord, Jump in the Fire, Metal Militia, like the really, really goodies.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. Another highlight. The entire Reunited Merciful Fate joined them on stage for their rendition of the Merciful Fate medley, which is a highlight. And that band hasn't been together in, since their last album, I want to say, since like... it's been like 11, 12 years, and they got back together on stage, so that was really, really cool. So anyway, each one of these nights, they premiered one of the songs that didn't make it to Death Magnetic. There was 4 leftovers that, they all liked, and the only reason they couldn't make the record is because they physically couldn't fit it on the media, so they had to cut them. But each night they premiered one of them, and after the show, they released a digital EP on iTunes called Beyond Magnetic, and it's those 4 songs. So, and they're actually pretty good, really, really good, different flavors. Check those out, and I don't know. I don't think we should really get into detail about them. I don't know if it's worth it, but
well, tell us a little bit about what's your favorite album of 2011.
Gosh, man,
a few of them. I mean, you don't have to just go one, but.
That actually came out in 2011?
Yeah, a few of them that people should go out and purchase. Like, just go out and buy. Don't even bother about,
See, that's going to be hard because there's actually a couple records that are some of my favorites that actually didn't come out in 11. I was just introduced to them in 11. They might have came out in 2010.
That's fine, too. Whatever.
Well, no, I want to try and get... Because I was really big into that Fear Factory, but I think that was a 2010 release. Eddie Vedder's ukulele album, ukulele songs, that was in 11.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of metal releases. I'm not... Because actually, to be honest with you, I was disappointed by a lot of my big metal releases that were coming out. I mean, it would be easy for me to say Dream Theater, but I'm not. My favorite album of 2011 is probably Steven Wilson's Grace for Drowning, which I am about to review and put up on the official website. But it's just a fantastic album. And that's not me being biased because I didn't even think the last Porcupine Tree album was that great. But this album is just fantastic. So that's my pick. And what about your guys' picks?
God, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Oh, there you go. You're asking me. And then
We're asking the music guy.
Yeah, you're the music guy. Come on.
I sing in the shower, too.
I had a hard enough time coming up with my movie picks.
I know.
Yeah. I would say that Steven Wilson album is not a metal album. I know Porcupine Tree in their later years have incorporated just a little bit of a metal element, but this is totally experimental, industrial vibes, progressive, trippy. I'm talking like 25-minute long songs. It's an experience. And Steven Wilson is ahead of the curve as far as he's one of those guys. He's a great songwriter, but bigger than any of his talent as like an individual instrumentalist or anything like that. He's just as much as a talented producer, and that's like his trick up his sleeve. He really has a great attention for that, and it's every single release he's part of that he gets nominated for Best Surround Sound Album at the Grammys, which is one of those ones no one will ever see on TV, but it's like, hey, means maybe something, I guess. And he released Grace for Drowning on Blu-ray. He's now insisting he releases all his stuff on Blu-ray so you can get like the ultimate experience, like in surround sound. So. And you can tell he puts that effort into it. So they really are phenomenal albums. So in the way they sound. So if you're an audiophile anyway, definitely. I don't know if you guys don't have any releases. I can kind of go over a couple things that are coming out.
The only one I've been listening to, I think it might have came out in 2010, was that Mumford & Son. I think.
That's
from you. I think that's 2010 though. Right?
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
And it's amazing. I can't wait for the new album, which comes out in spring.
Is it?
Yeah, in the spring. It's long overdue.
Yeah, those guys are great live. I was fortunate enough to see them live over the summer. And they were it was a party.
Were they in your the woods?
Yep.
See, I regret that, man. I totally would have went. Hopefully they'll be swinging back through, but
that concert actually, it sold out. It was like
5 minutes, right?
I think 17 minutes.
Oh,
I think was
17.
At first, I heard everywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes to 17 minutes. I think was the final number I heard. But
wow.
But it was fast. Yeah.
How did you get tickets then?
Pre-sale day before.
Oh, so you were a fan beforehand?
Yes. Oh, yes. You know what? A buddy of mine in Denver actually turned me on to those guys a good year and a half before they got big. And, I was listening to their stuff on their MySpace page, which is how that's kind of how I got turned on to them. And, I told my fiance at the time, I said, these guys are fucking awesome. And I swear to God, I was like, we're going to hear big things from these guys. And she's like, it's okay, I guess. And then cut to a year and a half later, we got to get tickets to go to this concert, come on. So I'm like, remember a year and a half ago when I was saying these guys are going to be huge? Yeah.
I have to say, though, it did come out in 2010, but I have not listened to an album more than that record in 2011. Like, it has the most replay value. It never gets old, and I literally have spun that one more than any record. It's just so accessible to me, and songs are great.
Good drinking music.
I listened to it twice today, man, actually.
Sorry. It's not a very long record. It's one of those ones that you can't listen to. You can listen to like 3 times over, and it's like, and I'm guilty, but I want to. It's like, it leaves you with just enough to where you want more, though. And I will have to spin through again and listen to especially my favorite ones. But
a lot of their like the more upbeat songs on that album, they make me like want to go to like an Irish pub and just like swing a pint back and forth and fucking
You're thinking of Roll Away or Stone in particular.
That one for sure. That's one of my favorites.
The whole album is pristine, 10s across the board.
Bad tracks on that album.
If I had to pick 2 favorite songs, it's going to be the first song, the title track. That's one of my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And then Winter Winds, track 3. I love those 2 songs. The great lyricist Marcus Mumford. His lyrics are, even though he uses the word heart in every single song, he's got a fixation on the heart. But whatever, they're great lyrics, and it's not a bad subject matter to write about. But so that album, great.
Yeah, the first song that I heard of theirs on the MySpace page was Dust Bowl Dance.
Great tune.
fucking blew me away. That was the first song I heard of theirs, and I was like, holy shit.
That's the closest thing to a heavy rock song on the record, because he's using some higher gain distortion, and he's got some guttural. He's using some his vocals. He's using aggressive singing, man, and it's angry.
And just the story, the story that he's telling with the song is just great too,
Yeah, I know.
A lot of good stuff on that album. I mean,
I missed them. I was in Orange County, and I was in LA for a few weeks here recently, and I missed them. They were playing in Universal City, and I had to skip out on a lot of shows, including the Dime Bash, the second annual Dime Bash at the Key Club in Hollywood. I didn't have the cash, man. Didn't have the coin, and so I missed a lot. I was really, really bummed about that. But anyway, on to new releases.
What about you, Lush? Anything?
Oh, nah, I don't know. Go ahead with your new releases.
All right, go ahead.
Well, January we got big releases. Lamb of God's Resolution. Hey guys, don't laugh. We're getting serious.
Laughing at myself here.
January 24th, we got Lamb of God's Resolution. Probably the biggest band representing American metal around.
Okay, not to cut you off real quick. Why did they call themselves Lamb of God? I mean, so basically Jesus. They named their band Jesus because
it's like
Lamb of God is actually.
It's a tongue-in-cheek. It's meant to be like sarcasm almost, and they did it. They did it because if you listen to Lamb of God's music, they're more political than anything. They don't really sing about religion or anything else. Their name doesn't fit. They picked that name just to raise eyebrows, just like when they had the name Burn the Priest. It was the same thing. Yeah. But Burn the Priest was going a little too far to where they were not allowed to play certain places. It was actually holding them back. And Lamb of God
too. on that topic, I had a God, I don't even know what happened to it now, which kind of pisses me off. But I had a Lamb of God beanie, and I actually did have a couple people ask me, "Oh, is that like a Christian band?" Or I'm like, "Yeah, you should go buy one of their CDs."
Well, I mean, even to this day, I mean, if you Google Lamb of God music, you're going to get a whole bunch of Christian music over them. There's a reason why they have like hyphens and all kinds of crap in their web URL. It's like we have to really specify. But anyway, really looking forward to that. I know. As it goes with culture, when something gets bigger, a little too big for its britches, and people get uncomfortable and they start finding a reason to hate. But I've been on the Lamb of God bandwagon ever since they really hit the scene with Palaces, As the Palaces Burn. I remember when that first came out, and they were starting to get some buzz in a lot of the underground metal magazines. And I had listened to them. I found them online, too. And, man, I was blown away because at that time, we still had the whole new metal thing, that whole wave. Now, it was kind of heading out the door in the next couple of years, and Lamb of God was sort of the new thing. But when I heard that, I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is like to me then – I had been hearing nothing but Stained and Limp Bizkit and Godsmack. So when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, is this chugging, galloping riffs and guitar solos? It's the 80s. It's going to be popular again, And little did I know it was going to, become its own thing. Yeah. But I was totally on board, man. I was a huge fan, and I saw him on tour that year. And, man, by the time Ashes of the Wake came out in 2004, I was a huge fan. I was waving my flag really bad in 2004 and 2005, man. But anyway, despite people saying they're a bunch of mallcore, like baby girl rock, whatever, those people can go sit on pine cones and do the twist. So they sell they sell a few records, they get popular fan base, and now they suck and they're sellouts. And I mean, their albums all kind of stand apart from each other a little bit, but yet they still sound like Lamb of God. Like, how could you sit there and say? They're still screaming. They haven't released a Black Album type of thing yet. It's like, how could you knock a band for being successful by remaining and keeping your roots?
And I'm pretty sure I haven't heard Lamb of God played on the radio at all either.
No,
so
Redneck played on the radio, but that was
okay. You're talking about
it's college radio station. Yeah,
that doesn't count. But yeah, so they've as big as they are for having no radio airplay, they have taken over the torch from Pantera.
Oh yeah,
as close as anybody else has. Sure, so And I'm not going to be one of those bandwagon haters. I'll still stick by him, and I'm looking forward to Resolution because I really liked Wrath. I thought it was a step in a better direction over Sacrament, even. So that's my 3 cents. I've seen him like 11 times. I have lost count, 9, 10, 11. I don't know, including once in Beijing, China. Bitches, it was incredible.
Nice.
The Chinese pussy at the Lamb of God concert.
Dude, that was one of the most intense crowds I've ever been a part of in my life because they are deprived of their metal in Pacific Rim. So especially in China, man, they don't get much of it. Not a lot of Western stuff. So they had some Chinese local bands opening, and they were actually pretty darn good. So give them a chance. What else is coming out? See, that was January. Lamb of God, like I said, January 24th. There was another one. We got a new. Oh, Grindcore Masters. We got Napalm Death. Let's see. Is that a January or is that a February release? You guys like Napalm Death?
So.
I haven't heard any of the shit.
Yeah, so. I mean, they are what they are, and I never got real heavy into them, but I don't mind them.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Utilitarian is what it's called. It comes out February 27th. Definitely the best. I mean, they're the godfathers of the grindcore genre. They're definitely the best in the genre, and in my opinion. I got introduced to them back in 1995 when they were on the Mortal Kombat soundtrack with Twist the Knife Slowly. Thank you, Mortal Kombat soundtrack, for introducing me to a lot of... No, really, man. That soundtrack is awesome. It introduced me to...
Great techno, dude.
Oh, it introduced me to a lot of... It introduced me to Orbital. It introduced me to Fear Factory. It introduced me to, Napalm Death and tons of stuff, man. So... Rock on. And Sonya Blade's Rack when she was doing the hand splits on Kano's neck and she was like hanging out.
That's right.
Let's see what else we got here.
Okay, get off topic real quick. Why does Shang Tsung say flawless victory at the... Or no, it wasn't Shang Tsung. It was...
When she...
No. Was it Liu Kang said flawless victory after he defeated Shang Tsung in the end of the movie?
No.
Obviously, he got his butt kicked, too.
No.
So,
well, Liu Kang gets out of that because he could have been saying that to mock Shang Tsung. But Shang Tsung said it to Liu Kang at the first battle when he was fighting that black guy. Shut up, everybody. He didn't have a name. Anyway, when he was fighting that one African-American fella, dude, that guy whooped Liu Kang. But when Liu Kang came back and beat him, he said, flawless victory. Your soul is mine. Then he said, fatality. I'm like, what the heck? There's a flawless about this. Liu Kang got his crap kicked out of him.
Yeah. I agree. He said that a few times.
Yeah, he did. So that's just... We have to get that said in the movie. All the game nerds will freak out. He said it!
Yeah.
Sorry, I digress.
Now that we got that straightened out.
No. Anyway, March. Any Gojira fans out there? Gojira's got a new one in March, supposedly. Very, very good band from France, of all places.
Yeah. That's another band I remember listening to on MySpace, actually, and I really dug those guys.
Very, very good. They're more of a thinking man's newer metal, if that makes any sense. I don't know. There's a little more to them than the average run-of-the-mill stuff coming out. Meshuggah, they have a new one coming out in March as well. I don't know if you guys like your technical math, death, whatever the heck they are.
Very technical,
You know what? I do like some Meshuggah. We haven't seen them since Obscene, but sometimes it can be a little much. It's hard for me to listen to too much of it in a sitting because it is just so sporadic and crazy. But definitely some good stuff. I recommend Quarter of Chameleons. That was the first song I listened to by them. And that's it for the next couple of months as far as big ones. I mean, Cannibal Corpse, if you like your death metal, we've already been over that. I'm not really a big fan of that. But yeah, anything you guys are looking forward to?
No.
No.
West Stanley.
No, yeah, I mean, Lamb of God for sure, Mumford and Sons, yep. Yeah.
Lamb of God is the only metal album. I've been kind of not really been in a metal mood lately, so hopefully they can get me back in it.
I did totally forget one, though, that I'm looking forward to. Corrosion Conformity. They've kind of reunited this past year with just their original lineup as a trio without Pepper Keenan because he's got Commitments with Down, which, by the way, their album I think is due in the spring too.
Nice.
Which they're first of like 4 EPs, which will be really cool. But anyway, in the meantime, the original boys in Corrosion Conformity are hard at work while he's away, just doing what they did in the 80s before, Pepper joined in the Animosity era, and they're coming out with their so-called self-titled album. So it was definitely more of a punk vibe, hardcore punk, before Pepper came in and Skinner did Ronnie Van Zandt it up. So looking forward to it as well.
All right, well, let's just, I guess, take a little break, and then we will roll into some more movie stuff, and I guess give our picks for our favorite movies of the year, and a couple things to look forward to in the new year.
Looking forward to it. We'll see you soon.
All right, then.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, we are back.
Hi, guys. What's up?
Hello. This is the portion of the show where we talk about our favorite films of 2011.
Yeah. Well, you know what? First, I want to kick it off real quick with a couple things to look forward to in 2012.
Oh.
The first of which we just did an interview with them very recently, the Soska sisters.
Yeah.
Jen and Sylvia. They did a little movie called Dead Hooker in a Trunk. That's going to be hitting DVD on January 31st, as far as I know.
Okay. No Blu-ray?
Probably be on Blu-ray as well.
Better be on Blu-ray.
I'm sure it will. It's being put out by IFC, so I'm sure they'll spring for a Blu-ray release on that one too.
They better. They got all the money from all those commercial ads they have now.
I know, right? Yeah, so that one's coming out. I'm really excited to own myself a copy of that one because that movie is fucking great. Another one coming up, this movie called Kill List.
Yeah.
It's getting just a fuck ton of buzz right now, or has been. It looks like a great fucking movie. It's supposed to be coming on demand through your cable provider. I think January 4th. It looks really, really cool. It looks
more
different,
like psychological. It's kind of a thriller too, I think.
Yeah, it's like it said it has like elements of like a hitman action movie type of thing, but then it's got like this family drama in there, and then like this whole psychological horror twist to it. It looks really, really strange and really unique, and it's, like I said, getting a ton of buzz. So that one, like I said, should be hitting on demand on your cable service January 4th is what I saw. So look for that one because it's supposed to be pretty goddamn good. And then last one I was going to mention is Human Centipede 2 hitting the stores on, of all days, Valentine's Day. So be sure and buy Human Centipede 2 for your significant other.
Yeah, buy your sweetheart the ass-to-mouth movie.
Nothing puts somebody in the mood more than that. Yeah,
you might be getting ass-to-mouth on Valentine's
Day. And hopefully they'll release it in an uncut version with the sandpaper masturbation and barbed wire rape and.
Oh man, I didn't hear about that. But okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure the Blu-ray will be unrated. Come on.
Hopefully. But that's apparently some of the stuff that they cut out from the theatrical release, which I know a lot of people were pissed about.
You guys didn't get that release, did you?
No, we. It came here, but in America as a whole, it was cut. Yeah. And I think everywhere. The only place I heard that it got released uncensored was Australia.
Go figure. They're the biggest, tight asses.
Bunch of savages down there.
Well, no, they're super tight on their censorship, man.
Yeah, that was one of the promos I saw for the movie was
crazy.
Censored in the U.S., censored in the UK, unleashed in Australia.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we did mention that once before. Yeah,
because I was mentioning how they added the new Mortal Kombat game to their customs blacklist.
Yeah,
that was thrown in the hole.
So I don't know what the whole deal, but hopefully they come out with an uncut, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. That's what I'm hoping for, and that, like I said, will be on Valentine's Day of all days.
What about The Devil Inside? Have you guys seen trailers for this? This movie looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty cool. I mean, we've had a kind of a slew over the past year or two of possession movies, but this one looks like Exorcism of Emily Rose on fucking steroids.
Yeah.
Like, it looks nuts, dude.
The trailer, if it does movie justice, is going to be pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I think didn't you post the trailer for it on the Behind the Mask Facebook page a while back,
I did,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this one. It comes out here first week in January, so
yeah.
If you guys haven't checking this out, we might
Will it be better than The Last Exorcism?
It could be. I don't know. I really actually enjoyed The Last Exorcism.
I did too. Did you? If it comes out
not totally because of Professor Lasky, not 100% because of him.
Oh, I love The Last Exorcism, man. That was great.
No, yeah, the movie was fucking awesome.
Now, if this is coming out the first week of January, are you guys going to wait to go see it with me a couple weeks, or it'll probably be out of theaters by then?
No, I bet it'll stick around. Yeah, we can wait. We'll go see it together.
Then we'll all do like a bullshit session on.
And we can leave the armrests up so we can cuddle up.
We'll all have popcorn on our laps.
The popcorn trick with Mickey Rourke.
Diner.
The diner.
Yeah. But that movie looks pretty fucking intense. It looks really.
You guys won't be able to touch it till you get to the bottom of the bag for me, though.
Last 2 inches of the bag.
Mm-hmm. You'll be wondering why my popcorn has a periscope coming out of it.
That was the butter machine sticking out of it.
So, isn't there also a new Ty West coming out?
The Innkeepers.
Which should be coming out here on the 30th on video on demand.
Yeah.
Released by Magnet, I believe.
Yeah, and when does that hit? It comes out
February, I think.
February in theaters, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's February, but yeah, I'm going to check that out on demand. It's been getting a lot of buzz, a lot of good buzz. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Huge Ty West fan, and looking forward to watching that.
I've been kind of hit and miss on Ty West, but I think he's a good talent.
He's an upcoming man.
I think he's a good talent. I think he deserves to be, kind of looked at more. His stuff deserves to be seen.
Oh yeah,
and I'm looking forward to
classic horror, which I kind of dig.
Sure. I'm looking forward to more things coming from him. See kind of where he goes as a filmmaker and stuff. So.
Now, is this flick his first since House of the Devil, or has he had something else in between? Okay,
no, it's his first.
Well, he did that Cabin Fever 2, kind of. He didn't he start on that one.
He started it.
They brought somebody else in to finish it because they didn't like where he was taking it.
And the funny thing is, the first half of the movie was the best part of the movie, and then it just fell apart. So I don't know.
Oh, so they didn't even refilm his cuts? They kept his part?
I think they kept his shit.
But I think they did credit him as director, right?
Yeah, for that he was pissed off about it too.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. We don't like where you're going with this, but we like where you went.
Yeah, and we're going to keep credit you.
We're going to keep part of it. They probably just didn't have the budget to reshoot. No.
But that one should be coming, and they just we'll have to post those on the page. They just I think didn't they release a new trailer or new teaser?
I put that up on the Facebook page.
Did you?
Already, so.
Okay, and some new photos and stuff from the movie. Okay,
it's Haunted Hotel, which is looks kind of cool. Really promising. So
it'll be a cool kind of haunt movie.
Yeah, we'll let you know if it's worth getting on video on demand, getting early. So
hell yes. Any other upcoming things that you can think of off top? Those were just a couple off the top of my head.
What about non-horror? Any big movies coming out non-horror?
Oh, God, I don't know.
There's The Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
Big circle jerk of man studs.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of getting harder for the new Batman movie.
The new Batman.
Got released.
I saw the... gosh, what did I see? I saw was it the sort of the prologue of the 15-minute thing that leaked online. It totally seems like it. At the same time, it seems like a Chris Nolan movie all the way, but it's totally different than The Dark Knight. I actually saw the second official trailer before I saw Sherlock Holmes, and I actually liked the trailer a lot better than the 15-minute leak online. But I hope it's good. There's this curse with comic book movies where the third one always sucks.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, well, maybe not sucks, but doesn't live up. Like X-Men, Spider-Man,
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever, Batman Robin was worse, but it never fails. And the second one is always the biggest one. It's just the way it works. So we'll see if it breaks that curse. But hopefully, if they got the same writing team. So hopefully, if anybody can keep it going, it's that. They haven't jacked with the formula, so we'll see.
Yeah. another series that's getting another movie is Underworld.
Yeah, I really like Underworld.
Kate
Beckinsale.
Keep doing that.
Like to sit her on my face and go. Anyway, Underworld Awakening is going to be coming January 20th, I believe, and in 3D also.
3D, but still.
Kate Beckinsale in 3D, sure, bring it on, bring that shit on.
I actually like the first two. I mean, a lot of people are shitting on those too, and
I enjoy them. Yeah.
I liked them.
Did you ever see the third one?
I don't know if I saw the third one.
It was okay. It wasn't bad. Kate wasn't in it. But
isn't it? Oh, she wasn't. That's probably why I didn't see
it was more of a prequel kind of.
The second one, she gets pregnant with the Lycan or whatever it is.
Basically, the third movie it ends where the first movie begins.
Okay,
it's like
that's
it's
why
a prequel.
I never saw it because I don't know.
Well, I guess Then again, Kate Beckinsale is in it at the very end.
Okay.
Because it starts where it ends where the first movie starts. So, but that one's coming up soon too for you Underworld fans out there. And I think I posted the trailer for it on the Facebook page a while back, and I said, "Hey, Twilight, suck it."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
This is a goddamn vampire werewolf movie, you fucking pussies. But that one's coming, and shit.
The woman.
I
heard a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mentioned it on one of the shows before. I don't know. Okay, release date of January 24th now. I don't know if that's theaters or DVD. Probably DVD, because I think it hit some theaters in select cities. It's the new flick from Lucky McKee, who did May.
Okay. Yeah.
And he did a Masters of Horror called Sick Girl, which was pretty cool.
Sick Girl is sweet, yeah.
And it's written by Jack Ketchum and Lucky McKee. Jack Ketchum, great author, who did The Lost and The Girl Next Door, which was fucked. And one other one called The Offspring, I believe, that they made those into movies. And this movie called The Woman looks fucking phenomenal. It looks really, really messed up, and I heard it's great. So I'm looking really forward to checking that one out also.
Oh yeah.
It's basically this guy. He takes his son out hunting, and they find this woman, like kind of a wild woman in the woods.
Yeah. And
they bring her back to their barn and chain her up and basically keep her there as like a, I don't know, like
pet?
a pet or like a fucking something to somebody to torture or what. But it looks really fucked up, and I'm absolutely excited to see it. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I saw a trailer for this a few months back.
And, it looks great.
It's video on demand.
Oh, video on demand, January 24th.
Yeah,
okay.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
We'll let you know. I'm sure one of us will end up watching
it.
Yeah,
I'll definitely. As soon as that comes on demand, I'm going to order it and check it out.
We're usually video on demand junkies around here, so.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, yeah, I think, should we get into our favorites of 2011 here?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's jump into...
why wait any longer, huh?
Jump into your number 5.
You talking to me?
Yeah, Lush.
Right. Number 5, from Korea, this movie fucking blew me away, called Dream Home. It's... The plot, like I've said before, I'll say it again, I'm not a spoiler guy, so I don't want to give a ton away. Not that it would give a lot away in the movie, but basically it follows this woman, and she is, I believe, it's been a while since I've seen it now, but she's trying to get back to this apartment that really had some kind of deep meaning to her for one reason or another. And, I'll let you just watch. You just got to see it. It's streaming on Netflix, so check it out. Mm-hmm. But she's trying to get back to this apartment, and she's going through a lot of really fucked up things to get... She wants to live in this apartment. And she's doing a lot of fucked up things to get there. There's a lot of death. The kill scenes in this movie are amazing. The gore is great, really well done. If there's CGI in there, I didn't notice it. It looked like a lot of mostly practical effects.
Yeah.
But just phenomenal kill scene. there's shots in this movie that'll just kind of stick in your head for a couple days because they're just so memorable. And I think it definitely has rewatchability. And it was definitely one of the best Asian horror movies I've seen in quite a while. And I think definitely one of the best of the year as far as Asian horror. And it's just definitely one of the better ones in horror. So that's my number 5 pick.
Oof. All right. I'll jump into my number 5 pick. Actually is a movie I just watched a few days ago. I mean, for the second time. I think I caught it on like an HBO or Showtime On Demand. And funny thing is, me and Goose ended up checking it out here when he was in town, let's say last January. And it's actually The Mechanic with Jason Statham and Ben Foster. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's Jason Statham. He tries to kill people without actually being seen, and he kills people and then makes it look like it was an accident, pretty much. So he kills high public figures, and
he's a hitman.
He's a hitman, pretty much. And it also has Donald Sutherland in it, which I love Donald Sutherland. I'm a huge Backdraft fan, and he was. In Backdraft, so Shadow. Is that you, Shadow? Okay. So yeah, basically, Donald Sutherland dies, and Ben Foster tries to avenge his father's death, and ends up joining up with Jason Statham, trying to take down the people who actually killed his father, not knowing the people that killed his father could have been Jason Statham.
Uh-oh.
So The Mechanic is
what a twist.
Very great action film.
Remake of an old Charlie Bronson movie.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remake, and I thought they did a hell of a job. It looked like all practical effects to me. I mean, for what I can see. And what did you think of this, Goose?
Well, I was going to include that in my top 5 because, to be honest with you, I can't really think of a whole lot of underground movies that necessarily came out this year that I watched. But so the easiest for me to draw from are the ones I saw theatrically, and I saw that with you, and I loved it. It was definitely going to be in my top 5. I love that scene with Ben Foster's incredible, and it's for the kind of movie it is, it's really good. I love that scene where Ben Foster is taking on that really big dude that's trying to bet him down.
Oh yeah,
and it's totally a reckless move. Yeah, it's a total reckless move because he could have killed him clean and poisoned him. You remember?
Yeah.
But he chose to go to his house instead of poisoning him at the bar and walking away scot free and just taking him on. And it's a great scene, great fight scene.
No, I agree, man. But that'll take care of my number 5.
Okay. But you, Goose,
are we really going to go one at a time? The 5, we're going to be here all night, folks. But I'm just going to knock out all mine right now because I don't really have a top. Well, I'm just saying, this is a campfire. But I don't really have.
It would have just exploded if it was. Never mind.
I don't have.
You'd have to be here.
I don't have a. Oh, yeah, I get it. Trust me. I don't have a top 5 just because I didn't know about this, but I can go over the ones that I can off the top of my head that I saw. I will say Mechanic, I liked it. Did any of you guys ever see Killer Elite, the other Statham movie with Clive Owen and De Niro?
No, we were just talking about that earlier.
It's really good. If you like The Mechanic, you'll like this. And Clive Owen's great. It's great because they're all kind of enemies. They're all kind of going after each other. There really is no good guy or bad guy. Clive Owen's trying to get Jason Statham. Statham's trying to, it's one of those things. But De Niro, his buddy, they're hitmen, I think, too. De Niro gets captured by these guys in the Middle East, and Jason Statham is basically doing this job for these Middle Easterners in favor to save his friend, yada, yada. Therefore, he looks like the bad guy to the British police, Clive Owen. So, it's a big movie. You like Statham. And actually, when you get a movie like this and you get a veteran actor like Robert De Niro in the cast, especially when he's billed as and Robert De Niro, it's like, oh, wow, he's going to be in it for 5 minutes, Not true. He's in this movie a lot. He's got a huge role in it, and he's really, really good in it. And, oh, man, it's got an incredible fight scene, man. Jason Statham kicks some serious tail in it. And there's this one scene, this isn't a spoiler, where he's literally tied to a chair, and he's getting the crap kicked out of him by Clive Owen. And sure enough, he ends up killing everybody in the room while tied to a chair. He does a backflip. He does a backflip in the chair and, like, kicks somebody. And then he jumps out of a window in the chair and then lands and busts the chair. It's just like, you're kidding me.
They showed some of that in the trailer. Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
It's a great, great scene. But I'd say that. And I don't know, man. I really liked Thor, if you want to be a comic book nerd. I thought Thor was one of the best comic book adaptations that I've enjoyed. I hated Captain America, if it means anything to anybody else. I don't know. I'll think about more if they come to me. But you guys can keep going with your number 4 one at a time things.
I'll rattle off a couple more. I'll do my number 4 and number 3 here. Number 4, I have a tie at number 4. One movie I just mentioned, Dead Hooker in a Trunk. The Soska Sisters. The movie is fucking phenomenal. Their debut movie, it was fucking sweet, and it deserves all the attention that it gets, and I hope they sell a shitload of DVDs, because the movie was fucking awesome, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I've talked about it a few times on the show, so I'm sure everybody probably knows the premise and all that, and if you don't, look it up and, just get ready to buy it on DVD, because it's definitely worth owning. So,
and if you guys haven't listened to the interview, man, I'm sorry to interrupt. They seem like really, really cool chicks, and I regret that I couldn't have been a part of that interview, because they seem really, really cool. So check that out. Go in the archives on our website. And
yeah, they're awesome. I mean, they're just as dirty and vulgar as we are.
They're worse than us, man.
Yeah. So yeah, and we are going to hopefully be talking to them again here in the near future. They just wrapped on their new movie called American Mary, so they're in post production on that right now. So
really cool.
We'll talk to them again here soon once that gets.
You gotta let me in on that one. Definitely.
For sure.
Very cool.
And the other film I had tied at number 4 with Dead Hooker in a Trunk was another film that we reviewed. I believe it was episode 5, called The Super, directed by Brian Weaver and Evan Macrogiani, out of New York. This fucking movie really it caught me off guard. It took me by surprise. I loved it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I knew I'd like it, but I ended up fucking just absolutely loving this movie. It's about a building superintendent, named what was it, George, and his kind of struggles to keep hold of his sanity amidst all this shit that's going on in his building and in his own personal life. It's great kind of new school. Both that and Dead Hooker in a Trunk are both great new school exploitation classics, I think. So those are tied at number 4. So definitely check those out. Like I said, Dead Hooker in a Trunk be released January 31st. Pretty sure you can find The Super on Amazon.com. And they do also have a Facebook page for The Super if you want to stay updated on things from there. So that's number 4. And number 3, I'll do real quick because we just reviewed it on, our last show? Mm-hmm. The Last Circus at number 3 for me. Definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. Just a beautiful, beautiful, fucking tragic, dark, violent, fucking awesome movie. I loved everything about it. I really could not find a thing wrong with that movie. So that is at number 3 for me. Definitely check that out. Streaming on Netflix.
Cool. Well, it kind of ties into it. My number 4 was also The Super. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. There's nothing much more to get into it. Go back to the archive and check out the Super review. And,
episode 5.
Episode 5, which I have to say is one of my favorite episodes.
Oh yeah, mine too.
If not my favorite. Which kind of leads me into my number 3 pick, which is going to be Red State.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Smith's Red State.
John
Goodman. This film, I really, really enjoyed it. It's basically, it's kind of a religious cult movie. They kind of trick, perverted kids into, finding random women on the internet and trying to meet up and hook up with them. Mm-hmm. And then they want to torture them for their sins type of thing. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed this film. This film was, could have been higher for me, the number 3. But the last 5 minutes I really didn't get into. There was a little twist ending that I didn't like. They could have went into so many other different directions, but it ended up being a typical Kevin Smith ending, I thought.
Yeah, and
which I don't like.
I disagree with you there. I liked the ending. I thought, which we've discussed before, I thought, in real life, if something like this was to happen, that's probably what would happen. Like, that's how it would end up. It would end up in, where it ended. I don't want to give it away, but that's where it would end up. I think it was real dry.
The very last scene, I agree.
Yeah, it was real dry. It was. I loved it. I thought it was funny.
But other than that, I thought it was a great movie. I was very, very surprised at Kevin Smith.
Definitely want to mention on that too the performance by Michael Parks as the crazy fucking cult leader. Oh man, that guy fucking blew me away. I mean, I've always liked him. His little bit parts in Tarantino movies and stuff.
A lot of people were bitching about the 20-minute sermon in the beginning of the movie. I really loved that.
Loved it.
I thought it was great.
It sold me on him as this person. I mean, he fucking nailed it.
It set everything up. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate on that, but
no, the whole movie I thought was well written. I mean, a lot of the dialogue between the teenage guys.
Yeah.
I could see how it might piss some people off.
Yeah.
A lot of their just some of the shit that comes out of their mouth, and a lot of the use of, you're a faggot, and, all this shit.
Who cares? That's how teenagers talk.
Well, yeah, it totally is. And, I know that, like, Eli Roth got a lot of shit for that when the first Hostel came out, because they were calling each other faggot and, all that stuff. And he's like, I didn't mean nothing by it. That's just how people talk, And, so, but no, great pick, man. I love the movie.
Go ahead.
Goose, you have anything else yet, or do you want me to roll?
Yeah, you know what? I can just comment on. I recently saw the Harold and Kumar, very Merry Harold and Kumar Christmas. Really, really enjoyed it. I think I wrote a review on the BehindTheMaskPresents.com on it, but I could, check that out for sure. But basically, I can kind of overview that. It's a great holiday flick, and not a whole lot of franchises tread those very seldom traveled waters, of making the holiday installment, and some movies fail. I'm looking at you Friday After Next. But
that's not terrible.
Friday After Next, dude, is awful. But anyway,
dude, I kind of enjoyed it. Keep going.
But anyway, whereas the best example we could all think of is Christmas Vacation. Where it just excels. And like Christmas Vacation, this movie stands on its own. You can't really compare it to the first two. It no longer becomes a Harold and Kumar movie. It becomes a Christmas genre movie, Kind of like Christmas Vacation we watch every year at Christmas. And this is going to be one of those movies maybe we don't watch throughout the year, but, I would definitely pull it out every year at that time, And for that reason, it's going to be special. So, and it's got just enough of the Harold and Kumar stoner comedy stuff to keep it a Kumar and Harold movie, but it's also got just enough Yuletide spirit in it, with all intact with a soundtrack full of the classics to also get you in the spirit and hold that title as well. And it's just really, really good. And at the same time, they take it places in certain areas. They take it a step further. I mean, come on, Baby on Coke, anybody?
All right, it's really entertaining, and the 3D. I thought the 3D was fucking great in this movie. Like I think you kind of have to see it in 3D, don't you?
Yeah, maybe not have to, but it really served the movie, and I actually really enjoyed it.
They're poking fun at the 3D genre, which I love.
Love. I love the Waffle Bot, dude.
Yeah, Wafflebot's great.
I love that. Wafflebot, love Kumar.
Wafflebot saves the day, he saves their lives.
Well, yeah, not to ruin too much, but yeah, it's really funny.
Right, don't ruin it for me. I haven't seen it yet.
I don't want to give too much about Wafflebot away.
And NPH has his great cameo.
Yes, NPH. I was going to say something about that.
He tries to pretend he's not gay, but
gay for that pussy.
Well, he tries to pretend he is gay, but it's funny.
It's
he's
funny.
gay for that pussy.
I'm trying to think. Geez, I can tell you a movie I was disappointed in. God, I recently saw the Muppet movie, and I was really disappointed in that.
I wanted to see that. I love the Muppets.
Dude, I'm a huge fan of the Muppets, and I thought it was going to be great, but it just disappointed me on all kinds of levels because I am a huge fan. It was, and I like Jason Segel too. That's why I thought it was going to be a winner. But and this one actually takes place in the realm of the Muppet Show.
Oh, nice!
Like they were trying to get the old gang back together to put on like a telethon to save the old Muppet Show theater. Mm-hmm. So it was a really interesting take, and there was some funny parts for sure, like scattered. But overall, it just didn't work, and there was. Muppet movies were always musicals in the sense kind of like a Disney where they're like sing-along songs and solo spots and and I really really like that. This was more of a full-on show tune, like big numbers, dance numbers, like everybody was like dancing and singing and it was just too much. It's like it's not the kind of musical I like the Muppets to be. I didn't.
Babies with Nanny.
It sounds like they were trying to make it into the Blues Brothers. They were getting the band back together to save a place, and it was like full of dance and music, and it sounds like the Blues Brothers.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not as good.
Babies, I'll make our dreams come true.
When the world looks kind of weird,
and wish you were there. Weird.
Close your eyes and make for him, and you can be anywhere.
Moment.
baby. Whatever. We can do this all night long.
Oh.
I still love the Muppets, but I was disappointed.
Dude, I love Gonzo, dude. I love that nose, dude. I love how a Gonzo nose.
Gonzo's got one of the funnier scenes when they recruit Gonzo, because in the movie they've all gone their separate ways. They've all moved on from the Muppet Show, and some of them, like Fozzie's hilarious. They find him performing in Vegas, like with these like Muppet ripoffs. Like, kind of like reliving his glories. He's performing like 5 times a night at like some buffet. You know, that kind of thing.
That's totally like the Blues Brothers. One of their guys went into the... Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ.
Okay. And he's like living outside in the alleyway with a box. And there's like a scene where he's talking about it's not so bad. He's living the dream, performing. And then you hear gunshots in the alleyways. It's really funny. But and then they find Gonzo. He's actually really successful. He runs.
He went into like nose fetish porn.
No,
where he's like banging chicks with his nose.
No, he's like the king of like. He's like the tri-state like toilet supplier king. He's got this big factory that makes toilets, but he's really successful in his own business. He's like, I don't do the entertainment anymore. I'm a successful businessman, type of thing. But it's got so much promise, but it just kind of falls flat.
Moving on.
Okay.
Yep.
I think our number 2 is kind of they kind of intertwine with each other.
Are we syncing up on? Are we syncing up on number 2?
Yeah.
Can we say hobo?
Say it together.
Hobo.
Hobo
with a
shotgun.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. You guys are going to kill me, but I still haven't seen that yet. I'm pretty sure that would be up on my list.
Yeah, when you come out here, we'll watch it.
You know what? I was debating whether it to be number 1, but...
Me too.
I think the majority of the people would have it number 1 on their list, but I kind of wanted to be different a little bit.
Yeah. I had it at number 1, and then I thought of a different movie that really, for a lot of reasons, should be number 1 on my list anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, number 2 definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Hobo with a shotgun.
I mean, what can you say about Hobo? Hobo was the one movie I was looking forward to this whole year, and
it totally delivered.
Yeah, it delivered.
Yeah, I mean, it had all the goods, man. Tons of blood and blood and guts. Great so many fucking great one-liners.
Yeah, dialogue was great.
Oh,
I loved it.
God. Just every character in that movie stood out. Rutger Hauer. Rutger Hauer.
He's still the show.
Rutger Hauer. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything about it. Jason Eisner's, just vision of that movie, and
he's up and coming. I'm really looking forward to what he's going to come up with next.
Oh, me too. Yeah, he's definitely one to watch, man. Fuck. But he totally nailed it. That's another, like I said, for Dead Hooker and the Super. It's another new school exploitation fucking classic.
Yeah.
A lot of people tag it like Grindhouse and like, a throwback to old exploitation movies, but I think it's its own, and I think I've said this on the show before. It's its own exploitation. Yeah. It's like a new school exploitation flick, and I fucking loved it.
Well, I mean, it's it's not like, it's kind of a cleaned up exploitation movie. It's not like like the old. The pops and...
Right, there's not all the scratches and pops in the film and all that stuff. But
yeah, I mean...
It still has a good, like, old, like, kind of, I don't know. It looks good, but it still has, like, a kind of an older look to it.
It's let's just say it's far superior to Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror, I think.
Oh, yeah, the Grindhouse thing with him and Tarantino. Yeah.
And, I mean, I love Death Proof, so I can't put that... Those are hand in hand for me, Hobo and Death Proof. But.
Yeah, I love Death Proof and Planet Terror. I would say Hobo is superior to Machete.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Machete.
Yeah. Machete was a disappointment in my eyes.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I think Hobo...
I would say Hobo, is a little better than Machete.
Hobo's better than Machete, yes.
But I love Machete, so...
Yeah. And that's...
I would go out and buy it.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely buy Hobo with Shock. If you're into these types of movies, fuck you. Why don't you have it already?
Exactly.
If you don't have it, why don't you? You definitely need this one. So check that shit out. That's number 2 for both of us here.
And number 1, I can do my number 1 first. If
go
you
for
want
it.
Me to,
go
man.
for it. Yep.
I was debating on this for a while, and of course I wanted Hobo number 1. But there's this one movie that just freaking stuck with me. I caught it on video on demand. I heard the Whore Happy Hour guys talking about it.
They really put it over.
Yeah.
Chris and Dave waited in the rain for I don't know how long.
Is this the movie they did?
Yeah, they both about caught pneumonia going to see this movie.
Okay, and it totally delivers. I mean, it has, it has some great actors. It has Nick D'Amici in it, which he steals the fucking show.
He's fucking awesome. I love that guy. Mulberry Street, he was badass. Yeah, he's fucking great.
Then it also has one of the hottest women in horror cinema, which is Danielle Harris.
Yep,
your future ex-wife.
Well, the first person in my Human Centipede.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay,
she's in front of me in the Human Centipede. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And my future ex-wife. Yeah.
Future ex-wife too,
of course.
But yes, this would be Stakeland. Jim Mickles.
Jim Mickle, yeah.
And
who also directed Mulberry Street.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And this movie is just... I mean, it's a top-notch vampire film. I would put it... Lost Boys, of course, number 1. I would put this second to Lost Boys. It's that good. I mean, this goes hand in hand with Lost Boys.
Yeah.
This is one movie, like, the cinematography, it was beautiful. Like, the characters, I really liked the characters. It was like Zombieland, but like twice as good a version. It wasn't like a corny, like, let's make fun of zombies.
Yeah, no, there's no comedy.
There's no comedy.
It's a lot more serious.
It's very serious, and I mean, the action sequences were great. Nick D'Amici just steals the show, like I was saying. So, go out, buy this movie if you haven't yet. It's fantastic. You love vampires, and I'm not a huge vampire fan. I do like some vampire shit, but you think of like the Twilight stuff now and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But this movie just blew me away when I saw it.
And the Lush is sitting here kicking himself right now because I still have not seen Stakeland.
Yeah.
Me neither, man. Do you own it, River? We can all watch that together.
I don't own it.
I plan on going to buy it here soon.
Yeah, I'll just go buy it because I don't know why I don't have it yet, but I do have Hobo, but I don't have this one, and this one is, and it has one of our favorites, Eagle Bauer from Rock and Roll High School Forever, which
Eagle Bauer,
and he's the main villain in the film.
Eagle Bauer Industries. Where did they fucking find him, man?
I don't know.
Where's he been all these years?
But I think we hit on this movie. We talked about it a little. I think I talked about it a little bit at like episode 2 or 3 or something. But this is the one movie that really stuck with me. This and Hobo, but I have to give this number 1 because
nice.
I don't know, just everything about this movie I really dug. And who else was in it? Was it what's her name from
Kelly McGillis?
Kelly McGillis
from
Top Gun.
Wow, Top Gun.
Yeah, Kelly McGillis, and I thought she was fantastic in this movie. Mm-hmm. So go out and buy it.
That's and like I'm sure it probably would have been somewhere on my list, or at the very least an honorable mention. But based on what I've heard from it, from you and from the guys at Horror Happy Hour, I'm sure it probably would have been in my top 5 had I seen it.
Yeah.
So.
And it could have been like one of those like, I watched it on a certain night, so it hit me differently. You know how that works. Like you watch a certain movie and you're like, okay,
sure.
You like it that night, and then you watch it and you don't like it, or vice versa. Yeah. It's just one of those nights, and it just got me, man.
Yeah.
So,
and that's that's another. I do want to state our case here. If there's there's tons of good movies that came out this year, but we didn't get to see all of them.
No.
So if you're like, well, why didn't you put that movie in there? Well, shit, maybe we didn't see it. These are we're just going out of the movies that we've seen, obviously.
Exactly. So, this is the shit we've seen, not the best of 2011. The best of what we've seen.
Yeah, the best, our favorites that we've seen from this year. So I just want to make that clear. If somebody's like, what the fuck? Why didn't you include this one?
Yeah.
But,
and if we didn't include something, let us know, because we want to see it. I mean,
yeah, definitely. If there's a movie that we didn't talk about that you think was great from 2011, definitely bring it up to us and let us know so we can check it out. But
moving on. Let's hear your number one.
My number one, bum 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 bum. The infamous, crazy, shocking, pissing people off movie. It did get its official U.S. release kind of in select cities this year, and did just get released on DVD this year. A lot of people have been downloading it and passing around different kind of cuts of the movie and all that. I was lucky enough to get a hold of a screener copy of the movie, which was 100% uncut, and I got to see the film in its full glory. None other than a Serbian film. Number one, I think, and I know that I'm not alone in this, probably one of the best horror movies in a decade, I would say.
Oh my God.
Seriously. No, seriously. I mean, it will shock you and horrify you like probably nothing else you've seen.
People, he's wearing a Milos shirt right now.
I am. I'm wearing my Serbian film Milos shirt right now. No, I mean, this, I'm not saying that this movie's fucking, for everybody and that you should run right out and check it out. Definitely be aware of what you're getting into before you watch it. But, no, as far as, very effective horror film goes, this one nails it. I mean, there's, I really haven't seen anything that's come close. I mean, you got tons of your gross out, gory horror, stuff like that. But this one just will horrify you on a whole nother level that, I mean, it'll fuck your head up for a couple days, probably. It did me. The first time I saw it, I couldn't shake it for a couple of days. You
got to see it once and never watch it again. I'll never watch that movie again.
I've seen it maybe, 6-7 times now.
Oh, God.
I'm not sitting at home by myself watching it 6 times in a row.
Eating popcorn.
But no.
I love this part.
Yeah. little popcorn shaped like baby fetuses or something.
Oh, God.
No, it's every time that I've watched it, it's been with somebody that hasn't seen it yet that wanted to see it. So that's why I've seen it so many times. I just think this movie, it's so effective, so shocking. There was just tons of controversy about this movie all year. I mean, there was a festival director in Spain that got arrested for showing the movie at his festival. Yeah. It's caused so much of a stir, I think. I mean, this movie has to be number one on my list. And, it's very effective. It's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. And
it is horrifying. I'll give you that. It is.
It's an
actual horror movie.
it's not when you think horror movie, some people might think like, say, vampires or, ghosts or, creatures or, something like that.
Shit that could actually happen, which makes it even worse.
Right. And it's shit that does, it's shit that does happen, and it's that's scary shit, So that's my number one. And I know, I guess I got name dropped on the Exploited Cinema show. For liking this movie. God damn it, you guys! I stand by it. So fuck off. No, I love you guys, and you guys are totally right. No, I did enjoy it. I don't know if I enjoyed the movie.
Too sleazy for the Exploited show.
No, I do like that movie, and so I'm glad you guys gave me credit where my credit was due, because I do like the movie.
It's too sleazy for me, so I don't like that shit.
I think it's well deserving of all of its, hate or love or whatever people have for it. It's well deserving of all of it, I understand why people might hate it, and it deserves it, and I understand why people might really love it, and I think it deserves that too. So,
but I agree, you can't really hate it until you actually watch it.
Right, yeah. Don't even fucking try to make a comment about it until you actually see it.
Yeah.
And I know, like I said, it was released on DVD. It was the official DVD release. It is cut. I think it's like a total of 30 seconds cut from it.
Yeah.
But it's like big parts, it might have just be like 2 seconds that was cut, but it's a big 2 seconds. Like, you got to see the movie in its full glory, and hopefully one day they'll release it as such, just completely uncut. I
don't know who could actually buy this shit though.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to have it on hand.
Oh God, have it on hand.
Just if somebody's like, oh, I've seen that, and that wasn't that fucked up. You got something that's more fucked up than that? I doubt it. And like, yeah, I do. Want to check it out?
What's going to be next, though? I mean, what?
Was I just hearing about something that was supposed to? I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to top it. Somebody's going to top it.
That's sick, dude. I don't know.
And I don't, somebody could tie. It doesn't necessarily have to use a baby or anything, but somebody could top it in a different way.
Yeah.
Who knows? But, that movie fucking goes all the way, I mean, there's been these, landmarks over the years of, kind of extreme movies like Cannibal Holocaust,
Oh, Cannibal Holocaust,
and like, August Underground and, shit like that. And this one just came along and said, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm fucking taking the crown and you guys can go fuck off. And, it totally did that. There were a couple parts, like towards the end, the eye socket gouging with the foot-long cock.
skull fucking.
Yeah, there was a little skull fuck in there. It kind of took me. It took me out of the seriousness of everything that was going on. I thought they could have. I mean, it was cool. It was funny. But they could have done without it. I think it gave it, and maybe it was a good thing. I don't know. It added a little more kind of comedy to the whole situation, maybe. Because there's
brought us a little comic relief from the baby raping. Brought it down a little bit.
This was after the baby rape.
Oh my God!
This is at the very end of the movie when there's some really fucked up shit happening. Not that baby rape's not fucked up, but there's some really fucked up shit going on, and then there's this whole skull fuck thing, and it's like you almost want to laugh at that, but all this other shit that's going on, there's no way you could laugh about it. But then he sticks his dick in this dude's eye socket, and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
That's not even for me, dude.
I thought it was a little comic relief, and it kind of took me. I think they could have done without it. I think it took away from the seriousness of the whole situation that was going on there. But, that was just a little nitpicky thing. I mean, the movie is fucking...
You're nitpicking that part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, because
that was a bit much.
Well, no, I thought it took away from the seriousness of the whole situation that was going on,
Yeah.
You're looking at it through an artistic filter now, not just...
Yeah, pretty much, like it kind of took me out of the moment, I was like horrified by what was going on, and then all of a sudden he sticks his dick in this dude's eye socket and I wanted to laugh, like, okay, wait, no, I was supposed to be horrified right now. Why am I laughing?
I want to see you make a video reviewing this movie, doing an impersonation of James Lipton. As James Lipton.
Inside a Serbian film?
Yeah. I would just, I would love that. Not to take it off a Serbian film, I'm honestly shocked, Lush, as much hype as you could, as much hype as you put into Laid to Rest, and it wasn't even in your top.
Oh, the Chrome Skull, Laid to Rest Part 2?
You talked about that movie so much, and it didn't even crack.
No, it was totally, definitely a fun movie.
We haven't even hit our honorable mentions
yet. I got a few...
Oh, I didn't know we had honorable mentions.
Yeah. We're leading up to the honorable mentions now. That one definitely, it was one of the more fun movies that I saw this year. It was just a good kick-ass fucking slasher movie, with some great gory death scenes, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's not. I had somebody comment on my video review of it on YouTube that there was a lot of plot holes and blah blah blah, and I'm like, dude, it's a fucking slasher movie. I'm like, really? Are you looking for plot in a slasher movie? Like, come on. I was like, when I go into a movie like this, I'm looking for good, fun, gory death scenes. Like, that's what I want out of the movie, and that's what you get. Yeah. I wasn't fucking dissecting the plot of Laid to Rest, Why? Yeah. Why would you? It's just a fucking dude running around killing people. It goes a little bit deeper than that. He's got this whole... In the second one, you find out he's got this whole kind of organization working for him and blah, blah, blah. But, that's as far as you need to take it, You don't need to fucking dissect a slasher movie. Come on. Something that's trying to be fun. And they're just going for good, gory death scenes. It's obvious that that's what they're doing. There are good, like, thinking person's slasher movies, which I do enjoy, too, that you actually put some thought into, and they're good, like, character studies or whatever. But this one's just a fucking fun, just hack people up in the coolest way possible, and that's it. So, yeah, no, fun movie, man. I loved it.
So we'll just start that with our honorable mentions. What are your other honorable mentions?
The other honorable mentions I have, number one, I Saw the Devil. Another, I believe it was Korean flick.
Yeah.
Amazing. Really, really amazing. I had a hard time not putting that in my top 5. Awesome, like, kind of revenge movie. Definitely recommend it. Check it out. It's streaming on Netflix. Number 2, I have Super. Not The Super, but Super, James Gunn's film. With Rainn Wilson, Liv Tyler, Kevin Bacon, Ellen Page. Phenomenal movie, man. It's good, very, very dark comedy. Definitely look that one up. I'm sure it's got to be on DVD by now, right? Yeah. Definitely check that one out. Number 3, one I just picked up and watched recently, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Tons of fun with that one. The concept of it is brilliant. I was really jealous that I didn't come up with it. It's such a great, good kind of horror comedy. Lots of good blood splatter all over the place, and lots of fun. Really satisfying ending. Tons of fun with that one. And the last one, number 4, which was number 3 on Riverman's list, was Red State. I wanted to make an honorable mention of that because I did really enjoy that movie. I thought it was definitely worth mentioning. So,
I wanted to say, I just wanted to say he mentioned Rainn Wilson, and that reminded me how much I loved Hesher. That's one of my favorites this year.
That was one of my honorable mentions. That's probably my first one, too.
And like I said, I didn't really make a list like you guys, but I would have thrown Hesher in it in my top just because it's one of the newer ones I caught, and I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, go ahead.
One that I still need to see.
And I loved Rainn Wilson. Playing the depressed father, his wife died or whatever, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt just pretty much coming in and taking over, which is fucking great because I love Joseph.
He's amazing in it.
He's amazing. He's a great pretty much everything.
That dude does not get the credit he deserves.
Yeah.
Well, he will. I think his time's coming, man. His time is on the rise. Which I'm sorry. 50-50. Did you guys see that with him and Seth Rogen?
I haven't. I want to see that. Really
He's really good in that too. I'm going to say 50-50. I forgot I saw that. He's fantastic.
Is he? Is that funny or is that dramedy?
It's funny, but it's not too heavy on the funny because it's a dramedy. It's a nice balance.
Or what?
Huh?
Is it like a funny people type of movie or what?
Sort of. It's got just enough without like it's weird. They make light of his situation of him being terminal or not terminal. He's got a 50-50 chance of surviving.
Yeah.
They make light of it the whole movie, but there's this one scene where just out of nowhere it just takes this drastic turn in his performance. He's going from joking, then all of a sudden you could tell it's building up at him, and he just cracks, and all of a sudden he just starts crying and lashing out, and it's just like the most unbelievable scene I've seen acted out this year. The most believable.
I thought he definitely, I don't know if he did or not, but he should have gotten awards for that movie Mysterious Skin. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
I haven't seen it. I've heard of
it. Seen it.
Greg Araki movie. Holy shit, he was great in that one too. So
yeah, he's phenomenal. So yeah,
I'll check Hesher out for sure.
And 50-50 when it comes out.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my other honorable mentions was it's actually I watched on Netflix the other day. Take Me Home Tonight. With Topher Grace and Michelle Trachtenberg.
A little throwback to 80s.
I'm a huge Michelle Trachtenberg fan. She's so hot.
Is that streaming, by the way?
Yeah, it's streaming on Netflix. I mean, it's not a great movie, but I mean, it's an entertaining movie, let's just say that.
I like Topher Grace.
Because I've always wanted to work at Suncoast, ever since I was a kid.
Yeah. It looked like it had a feel of like the old fucking 80s kind of like, I guess you'd call them romantic comedies or whatever.
Yeah, it's
like Can't Buy Me Love or,
Yeah, it's not like terribly funny, but I mean, and it's not like Todd Tub Time Machine, which is classic.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I really like Topher Grace. He's a great actor. I really.
And it's got that one fat guy from Balls of Fury who
he's hilarious, dude. I loved him in this.
I loved Balls of Fury, dude. The movie is so stupid, but it's hilarious. But yeah.
And this one, and also the movie Rubber, which we also hit on in one of our previous episodes about, kind of an exploitation, tire, kind of an artsy type of different
yeah, it was great. It was just so fucking strange and weird and kind of a middle finger to mainstream Hollywood, I think.
Exactly.
Which I love. I'm surprised because I kind of actually forgot about that movie, and I actually really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. It was just such a strange, weird little movie.
It wasn't a great movie, but I mean, it was an honorable mention by the least.
I agree. Definitely worth mentioning. It was, different.
But, that pretty much ends it for...
That's all I got.
Best of 2011, and we're going to jump into 2012 here pretty soon.
Yeah, man.
Looking forward to seeing what's coming up.
Yeah, and hopefully, we'll have some more good things for all you guys, listening in 2012. I know we definitely are going to have some more stuff to be giving away.
Oh yeah.
We actually should have some stuff in the mail coming to us here pretty soon. That at some point we'll do another little contest or something. And we'll get that stuff coming out in the mail to you if you are the lucky winner of said contest.
In that, we're going to take a little break and we're going to wrap up the show. So you're listening to Behind the Mask. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
If you've ever considered stepping behind the beaded curtain at a sleazy video store, if you've ever watched something so vile that you had to lock the door behind you, if you currently have a VCR still connected to your home theater, then get yourself over to Exploited Cinema at exploitedcinema.blogspot.com. Bat32 and J-Dog always keep it greasy, and remember to keep telling yourself
it's only a podcast.
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 Hey guys, welcome back to the show. This will wrap up the show.
Yeah, this
will wrap up 2011.
Yeah, this will wrap up 2011 for...
It's already over, man.
Behind the Mask boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely our next show will be in the new year. So.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, between now and then, if you're, wanting to get your fix, definitely head over to BehindTheMaskPresents.com and, check it out. We got all of our shows on there, all the interviews. We've been doing some written reviews on there. There's a stream to our YouTube page, so you can watch all of our video reviews on the website. And, it's still... there are still some things being worked on there. We are going to have a feature on there where, any of the written reviews that we do, you can go down and you can rate it yourself, what you think, and kind of give your opinion. And we're definitely going to have some type of message board up there where you can leave us feedback, and we're going to have a forum going on there, so we'll have little, kind of conversations going and things
by
like
the time
that.
By the time this episode is up, Lush, all this stuff should be up with all good intentions. We should have the forum up and running. It's going to be as interactive as it can be. Any opinions you guys can voice, you can comment on whatever you want. And like I said, hopefully by the time this is up, it should be up there for you guys.
Definitely. And what was the other thing we wanted to mention too?
iTunes.
The iTunes.
We are now on iTunes.
Yes.
So, if you want to stream us through iTunes, you got an iPod or an iPhone, and you want to, download us through there, or stream us through there.
Yeah, get on the...
Make it a little easier for you. Yeah, that's the way I usually check out podcasts.
Yeah. Get on the iTunes page and download your ass off. Some Behind the Mask.
I usually go to iTunes and, search for, horror movies or horror films or exploitation. And it directs me to the podcast I want to go to. So
listen to us while you're exercising or out jogging or masturbating. Whatever. Or if you're, sitting in church and getting bored, just pop your headphones in, listen to a little Behind the Mask.
Lush talk about a Serbian film.
That's right.
I do that. But we're now on iTunes, which it's about time. It took a few days, but we're there now. So
definitely check that out. And you know what? Real quick, one thing I've been itching to mention to everybody. I just watched it recently on Netflix. A movie called Megan is Missing. Check it out. I won't go into it any further than that, but watch a movie called Megan is Missing. It will fuck you up. It's not like a Serbian film. It's there's no baby rape or anything like that, but it's really fucked up, and you should really check it out. It affected me for a couple days. I didn't want to close my eyes the night that I watched it. So I just had to mention that. Sorry.
And then also, next episode, I kind of want to talk about, we might be hitting up a horror movie convention here within the next few months.
Yeah.
We kind of want to maybe talk about it here. I mean, we need to get everything worked out before, but...
be sometime in March.
Yeah, probably talk about that, and you guys should, get out and see if you can join us there.
Definitely. Well, it's the Horror Hound weekend.
Okay, you want to say it? No,
yeah.
It's out of the bag now.
If you're saying you should come join us, well then let's let people know what it is so that they can plan.
All right.
Because we got to plan this thing in advance, and I'm sure a lot of other people have to plan it in advance too.
You want to do that? That's fine with me.
Let's give everybody the heads up. Horror Hound Weekend, Columbus, Ohio, March
23rd through the 25th.
23rd through the 25th. We are definitely working on trying to be there. If you are in that area or are able to make it to that area, definitely come out and fucking hang out with us and drink, and we can go sleaze on Danielle Harris. And, yeah, because she's going to be there. Natasha Henstridge, Pam Grier.
Yeah, the thing that went over the top for me, we found out that Pam Grier was going to be there, which is fucking great. Yeah. And Stuart Gordon, he
just got added.
Reanimator's one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Savini,
yeah.
Adrienne Barbeau from the original Fog.
Yeah, and you got a bunch of. You got a bunch of fucking...
Some new hotties, like, Danielle Harris.
Ooh, yeah.
Monica Keena, yeah. Serena Vincent, who's gorgeous.
Then you got Laurie Cardell for all you Day of the Dead fans. And
Lynn Lowry, yeah.
You got a ton of broads, and hopefully by the next show they're gonna have the rest of the lineup.
Well, that's I think one of their kind of featured things is women of horror.
Yeah, which is great because we love to talk to women of horror.
And that's every interview that we've done has all been women so far.
Marilyn Burns. I mean, there's so
Marilyn
many
Burns from Texas Chainsaw. Yeah. It's going to be pretty damn cool. So definitely, if you're able to make it out there, come out and hang out with us.
Come out, let us know. Leave a message on Facebook or
Behind the Mask email.
Yeah.
Behind the Mask Podcast at gmail.com. Shoot us a message on there.
And we'd love to meet you and hang out with you guys and
definitely
have a few drinks and
a lot of drinks.
Talk to some celebrities.
Have a lot of drinks.
Celebrities. Get your Gunnar Hansen fix.
Yeah. I'm gonna just be hanging around the Danielle Harris table the whole time.
Are you?
Yeah. See if I can get that human centipede thing lined up.
I'm gonna be hanging out with Judith O'Day and see if she's still as hot as she used to be back in 1960.
You probably have better luck with Judith O'Day than I'll have with Danielle Harris. Let's just
really?
Probably.
I think she still looks as good as she did Night of the Living Dead, the original.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Okay.
I'm sure of it.
Maybe we can hang out with Savini and the Sex Machine and get all those Sex Machine tips, dude.
That's right. Yeah.
And see how he sleazes on all the married women or whatever.
Sex Machine.
Exactly.
Get one of those cock guns.
Yeah. I hear he lets his kid run around the convention and doesn't even keep an eye on his fucking kid.
Does he have a kid that young?
Oh, he did. I think he does.
In the 80s, maybe?
How old
is he?
With that mustache, I'm sure he has 10 illegitimate children. I mean, he has the porn stash.
He's spreading the Savini seed around.
Oh, exactly. We already know what Len Lowry. I mean, she seems like a cool broad. She was in what, Super?
Yeah, she was in The Super. Yeah.
So looking forward to talking to her.
I'd hit that.
Oh God! All right, that's enough. All right, that's gonna wrap up the show for this.
Yeah,
week.
let's wrap it up.
But this is the Riverman
and the Lush
and Goose,
and you're listening to
Behind
the Mask.
Oh, I was hoping you were.
What?
You ruined it.
No.
Fucked it all.
What were you gonna say there, Goose?
He went behind the mask. Sorry.
Behind,
like Budweiser.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mask.
Bye. It's too late now. The moment has passed.
All right.
Maybe on the next show.
All right. See ya.
See y'all later.